Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to Beat the Cult podcast, where we fight cult like religious thinking and practices. As you know by now, my name is Nikki, and I am joined today by Miss Maya Adkisson. Hi, Maya.
Hi, hi
Thank you so
everybody.
much. Hi. I am so glad to have Maya on the show. She had me on her podcast, like 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it was right
Oh, it's
before
fun.
the first.
Oh my gosh, this month is, can you believe? Oh my
No,
goodness.
yeah, I was looking at that. I was like, "Are you sure? Is it almost the first?
Yeah, it's
Holy
been
crap!"
so long. But yeah, we had Jenna on as well, and your son and your daughter, and we
Mhm,
discussed African American experiences and a lot of particulars about being Black in America, just kind of
mhm.
to kick off Black History Month,
Right.
and it was
Yeah.
a fun discussion.
So yeah, my kids are all like super pedantic, and like my son's on the spectrum, and my daughter is just. So her major was finance, so that tells you how structured
Oh,
she is.
yeah,
And
she's very perceptive, it seems, and very profound in her
yeah,
interaction.
yeah,
So,
very intentional with everything she does. And so it's just like, well,
absolutely.
did we answer all the questions? And I did everybody didn't get equal time to talk. And I'm just like, yeah, that's the internet. Like, that's what we do. You kind of throw both,
A
get your
little
comment
bit.
in there. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's what I'm used to. And I keep forgetting, like, she's not a streamer at all. And my son is a streamer, but like he does his own thing, so it's not like I've always done panel stuff.
Mm.
So this is the type of format that I'm used to, but for him, you know, I don't know. And again, being on the spectrum, it's just kind of like I need structure. I need, and like
Sure.
for me, I'm more, I guess, people focused. It's more important for me for the conversation to naturally flow than for it to be
Agree.
like structured and rigid, and
Yeah.
unless, like, I'm getting a grade or something. It just feels like
Like
it's
a
more
grade
important
on
for
a
people.
communication.
Right. It just feels like it's more important for people to, I mean, the whole purpose is to get people together and to converse and,
Yeah,
talk about life, and like that's a conversation to me. I don't know. And then, the
absolutely.
questions are there to kind of like direct the conversation, keep it on
Mhm.
topic, or, if people run out of stuff to say, it's like, all right, on to the next one. But I don't know. I don't really think about it as something that needed to be, I don't know, strictly adhered to. But I don't know.
Well,
What about him?
it was a great idea, and from what I learned being on your show is that you started your own channel recently.
Very, very recently. Holy crap. Um,
Tell us
I
about that. What spurred that?
that's I my divorce.
Oh, there goes the natural flow of the
All right.
conversation, right?
I
Okay.
just it was
So how
kind of
recent was there's a pot of tea on
so
a
we
stove top
yeah,
now. It's starting
we
to
broke
boil.
up in May, June. Yeah,
Oh, of last year?
yeah. And then
Oh,
everything was finalized in December. I mean, because we didn't have any kids or things together. It's just
oh gosh. I'm
you
sorry to
know,
hear that. That's
eh,
tough.
I mean, life is tough though, right? You deal.
Who are you
And
talking to?
I keep forgetting where I am. Um,
It's a
yeah,
wildly
it's been a horrible like start to the year for so many people.
it's been rough. I
Yeah,
still have hope for 2023 though. I have hope
I
we're gonna kick off eventually. Just some
I
good
do.
shit.
I do. I mean, I have to, because it's like the very beginning of the year, and if it's going to be a horrible year, like man, I don't know how I'm going to get through the rest of it, honestly.
Yeah, it's been really tough. I started off with COVID day one,
Oh
and
my
then
god,
all the wild, yes, and this month has been crazy. But
why? Like, oh my
I
gosh.
know it was wild. But you said okay that your divorce spurred the inception of your channel. So
Yeah.
how? Tell me more about that.
It was just more like a, what do you call it? When you're like with somebody for a while, you plan your whole life around them or with them.
Hmm. How
Sorry,
long
I'm
were you
a little
guys
cold.
together? Oh no, you're fine. You're fine. How
Yeah,
long
like
have you been
six or
together?
7 years.
Oh, that's quite some time.
And I just I don't know. It was kind of sudden, and to
Hmm.
I don't know. I kind of felt like how I felt when I was coming out of what do you call it? College. So, when I was a teenager, there were a lot of books I liked to read and things I liked to do. And then
Hmm.
when I went to school, like got my undergrad, my grad, my master's,
Oh, that's awesome. Go
yeah, I mean,
ahead.
my whole life was like go to work, come home, be a mom, put the kids to bed, study, and that was like
Wow.
what
That's
8
a
years,
tough
like, yeah, it was like six
that's
or
a
7
tough
years.
job.
And so I was 30 when I got my master's degree, and
Oh,
I
dope.
was looking back, and I'm like, I don't know what I like. Like the last time I had this much free time, I was in high school, and
Hmm.
I don't like to read the same
Sweet.
things. I don't, obviously not doing the same things. So I was like, what do I do? Where do I go? And it was like this process of finding myself. And
Hmm.
it, I feel like I'm back there again.
What'd you get your master's in?
Organizational psychology and employee development.
What? So what are
Yeah.
you doing with that? That sounds badass.
It's not, yeah, it does, but I'm an HR director. I'm an HR director.
Your
So
HR
yeah,
executive is what I hear.
yeah. Um, so like people in industrial and organizational psychology, they put together like the a lot of the things that atheists hate, like the personality tests that see if you're a fit for what
Oh,
kind of jobs.
oh
The
gosh.
the best questions that you're supposed to ask applicants for said job,
Well, I
placement
think everyone
test,
hates
and
that.
yeah, placement test, and there's also a lot of things that I use for employee relations. So
Hmm.
when like a lot of our training, what do you call it? Our training videos,
Technology video. Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like
yeah.
the videos and
Yeah.
stuff. So you know, emotional intelligence, how
Ah.
to manage a multi generational workforce,
Oh,
um,
that's
you
interesting.
know, dealing with
One of my best
technology with an
friends is a
aging force
recruiter.
workforce, things like that. So like
Yeah.
these, they study like it's like yeah, the psychology of the worker and
Mhm.
how to best work with different types of people in different types of settings and
Maximize their contribution to the company's goals of getting
exactly. Thank
money.
you.
Is what it said.
See, you're so good at this.
Well, I'm getting better. We're on our 12th episode. I hope by now I'm developing some type of skill, like
Right,
trying to get
right.
a little bit better. But that's intriguing to me because when you think about it, there's no other species that regulates their employees or workers like that,
Yeah,
especially with the capitalist goal of maximizing revenue.
right,
So even
right.
though HR, when they talk to the employees, it's like, we care so much about you and we really want you to feel fulfilled at work. At the end of the day, if you're stepping in between the company and their revenue,
Right, right.
excuses.
And I like to think of myself as a progressive. Well, I don't know. I'm an American progressive. People ask me this, and I feel like I'm LARPing. In America, I'm a progressive because we are
Hmm.
just so bass backward. Um, in Europe, I would be a
You can
centrist.
cuss. You can cuss.
In Europe, I would be a centrist, but like over here, it's just like, yeah, I think that people deserve living wages. I think that people
Sure.
deserve health care. I think that I don't, you spend half of your waking life in a place, and it shouldn't be hell. You shouldn't dread going there. And
I agree. Yeah.
so I want to be part of the team that helps make it a livable experience for
Sure.
our workers. And we do know that happier people are more productive.
Of course.
So
Yeah.
what
And people who work from home are, well, so that has to have been an interesting transition dealing with the impact of COVID and the whole shift of the world from basically being, I guess, the term is co-locational, being in one place, to
Hmm.
doing everything virtually. And while there are issues with people's social lives and being isolated, it's been statistically demonstrated that people that work from home are more productive because they aren't so social.
Yeah. So when you look at people who work from home, they get to kind of make their own hours, and so we do see
Mm,
them. They take more breaks, but they also, when you get that, when you get those breaks, when you
mm,
come back, you're more productive.
mm.
Even if it's
Yeah.
just for shorter spurts, which is fine if you're putting in a whole day's work within those shorter spurts.
Mhm.
Um, I would think that would be all that should matter. I say that laughingly. And then what do you call it? Oh God. I'm sorry. It's been a long day and I've been like
No,
staring
it's
at payroll
okay.
spreadsheets all day.
Oh,
But yeah, and then I've been looking at lately how productivity has been declining since we've been forcing
mm,
workers to come back. And which
yeah.
I really don't understand. So for my job, I've always been in healthcare.
Mm,
Right
that's
now, I'm
awesome.
in a retirement community, but for like hospital workers and things like that, everybody always had to stay. Like all throughout COVID, they had to stay at
Sure.
work. I don't know how you like
Essential
do
workers.
hands-on care, yeah, from
Yeah.
home.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's
Um,
true. That's really tough.
so even being management, we're always expected to set a good example. So, if you could be there, you're expected, have your mask on, social distance, and,
Sure.
make sure that you're accessible because if somebody's like freaking out and they need to talk to HR, um,
Yeah.
they'll come to your office. They may not memorize your phone number. So,
I don't think they even know their own phone numbers.
but yeah, a lot of people don't. A lot of people don't.
One thing that's always concerned me, especially now that I'm looking for a job, is
Hmm.
people finding out like who I am and like my lack of religious belief,
Hmm.
especially living in the Southeast. It's very scary that people find
Yeah.
out that I'm an atheist. Is that something in HR that hiring managers look at that
I mean,
is,
it's
is there a
illegal.
bias there? I mean, yeah, of course it's illegal to not hire atheists, but is it like I mean,
I'm
obviously it
so
has
surprised
to
at
be
how
some
many
of
people in the
everything.
community have been fired for being an atheist. And I'm like, I know you don't want to say, like, you
It's
don't want to take
scary.
it to a lawyer because it's then we're, acknowledging that it's a religion. And I'm like, I mean, I can
There should be
understand that you don't
religious
want to force somebody to
protections.
work with you. But
Yeah.
like, if you're in
But
the
what does that have to
South,
do?
if you're in the South, like, I don't know. I don't see the difference between like forcing an employer to work with you as opposed to hiding your identity from your employer. But it is really
Sometimes you
scary.
have to,
Yeah.
because the last job that I
Yeah.
had, the last bank I worked at, I mean, there was South in the name. So, and I remember right on the front page, they talked about faith and family. And it feels very isolating when you see those things, but they are
Yeah.
super, super Southern. I mean, the vice president sounded like he walked right off of a plantation after just smacking someone in the face and had Fox News on in the office. He was ready. I was like, oh my goodness.
Wow.
So there's no way in hell I could tell them I was an atheist. That would not have
No.
ended well at all. No
No.
way. I mean, luckily I
I
worked from home, so I didn't have to talk to a lot of people.
right.
But if I was in the office, it would eventually come out like who I am, what I do, and I don't think that would have gone well.
I mean, it's so crazy in the South the way they treat religion. It
Yes, it's
just
wild.
never comes up in the North. Religion just
So
never
lucky.
comes up.
You have
There
people
was a
standing on the side
girl,
of
I
the
had no
interstate
idea
with like
how much
signs.
I'm sorry, what were you saying?
You don't have people like standing on the side of the interstate with signs saying you got to repent or Jesus is going to come back and you're going to be fucked. You don't have that type of shit.
Just
You know,
in front of the abortion clinics.
oh no, like on the interstate, like I-75, like repent, Jesus saves. You don't
No,
have billboards saying
no,
with big,
it's just the politicians with the, I'm blue, vote for me.
oh no,
It's
I'm blue. That's hilarious. No,
Well, no,
I'm
I'm in a very blue state, so people will hate you just, for like the Republicans are a little crazy right now, and they
yeah,
just
I
get
hate
a
that.
lot of respect in my area.
See,
So
that's interesting because that's the total flip down here in Georgia.
yeah,
Like if you're not Christian, and I mean living in Atlanta is one thing, but it blows my mind that you don't see these billboards. That but you don't have billboards with babies in the womb
No,
that say there's evidence for God.
no,
You don't?
no,
Before he knew you were in the womb, he knew you and some shit like that.
no,
What?
no,
I need to know,
not.
where are you?
We're in the north.
The north.
People act like they have
Where
some
we
sense.
escaped to. Where we escaped to on purpose. That's where.
Yes,
Oh
yes.
yeah, no, it's wild. Like it's very wild here. People have
Yeah, I
Bible
mean,
verses on the back. Some my Uber driver asked me the other day if I believed in God.
okay. Um, no, around here they might ask you if you believe in tipping.
This sounds like a rather European problem as well, which is more than in the United States. If it's a European problem, it's a more progressive problem and an elevated problem because we are so backwards here. But
Uh, yeah. I mean, what was he gonna do? Like on your drive, like give you the good news? I
he was
don't.
standing on this. So it's really weird because, like in downtown Atlanta, like it's really fucked. Like you'll die if you don't like watch how you
Oh,
drive.
you are in Atlanta.
And
I have a sibling in Atlanta. I'm sorry.
oh no, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
But when you're getting on the interstate, there's this little area between the ramp and then the real live interstate in which you will
Hmm.
die if you aren't careful. And he stands like right in between there, and he's like, "Jesus loves you. Get saved." And if he's not there, there's a sign there that says the same thing, and it's
Wow.
weird.
No, we have
It's very weird.
people on our sidewalks. This is a they call them squeegee kids, and really pissed off at the city for trying to legislate that away.
We have water bottle
Um,
kits.
yeah. We have usually the older people are doing the water bottles. The kids, like I'm just like,
Oh.
don't touch my car. Like just have a five
Yeah,
dollar bill.
please don't. Mm-mm. I'll give you $5 not to touch my shit.
Right, exactly. I mean, it's like we all know what you're doing, and I mean,
Oh,
I'm
I
in
want to touch the
Baltimore,
child.
so I'm in
Oh,
Baltimore. Most of these kids
oh,
are
what?
coming from like either the east side or the west
Low
side,
income. Yeah.
and I'm just like, yeah, I admire the hustle that you're willing to do something that's like productive,
Labor. It's
right?
labor. So
And
are
like
you
you're willing to get up and work, and I'm just like, you don't have to just have some money, don't touch my car.
right. I mean, and maybe that's part of the benefit is that they know people are going to be less likely because they're already showing the effort. Just the initiation of the
Yeah,
task is justifies maybe a potential or interest or justification for giving them money. But I think I definitely don't want a child cleaning my car. I don't even go to like school car washes when I'm driving down the street. But it's very interesting to me. So Baltimore, is there like
hmm.
there's a lot of African Americans there, but it's not
Oh yeah.
religious.
Yeah, I believe it's still 60% African American, the city.
So much like Atlanta.
They're gentrifying, but
Oh
I
yeah.
believe that now you got me wanting to Google shit. But yeah, no, I mean it's still very like, we never see a Trump hat, and it,
We don't really see those either here
see a
because
lot when during the riots you had there were Black Lives Matter signs everywhere. Like every business had a Black Lives Matter sign in their in the storefront. And
in the metro Atlanta area, yeah, it's like that. But if you go
yeah,
to like the outskirts where
yeah.
most of the Caucasians live,
Hmm.
who are not woke, quote unquote, like the woke Caucasians live in the center where it's gentrified, where they're
Hmm.
taking people's
Hmm.
homes, but at the same time BLM, and
Yeah.
so it's like kind of a duality. But if you want to see the Trump hats, get on the interstate and head south. There's just big Trump. There's a whole entire billboard that says every knee shall bow, even the Democrats. It's just wild.
Yeah, they're on this really wild campaign to make Democrats synonymous with Satan. And
Oh yeah,
I
yeah.
have
It's
been
really
picking
powerful. Yeah.
up on it through my news sources, but Telltale actually has been following, and God bless him. Like he will just, and he'll tell you, he will just like, get up, have his morning coffee, listen to Greg Locke.
Hmm.
And, he
Greg
provides like
Locke.
yeah, no, him and just all the crazy ones, like the
How do you
craziest
start your day
people.
like that and not go on a killing rampage?
Right, right.
Greg
But like,
Locke.
oh, what was the one guy that with the airplane, and I can't
Kenneth
be
Copeland.
Yeah, Copeland, he does that.
Yeah. He
And
said there's
I found out about
demons.
Kat Kerr through Telltale.
Yeah, he said he's not gonna
Scott,
come home.
hey. I'm sorry, Scott racist.
Hey. Oh no,
Hey,
that's
hey.
dope. Yeah, Kenneth Copeland said he can't be in a long tube filled with demons. And he said
Yes.
demons, like he
Yeah,
says. And
right. Yeah, you got it.
it was hilarious though. And he went off on that reporter. Yeah, that was
Oh
Kenneth
my
Copeland
God.
has
I
no
was so
shame.
glad she had a cameraman with him. Cause like,
Don't you say I did either. I was like, oh,
right. I'm
Kenneth,
like,
what? It's not
did
that
you need some
serious.
demons exorcised out you?
I was
Like
gonna say that. I mean, that.
his
Listen,
look.
Kenneth Copeland.
That
Yo,
was,
Kenneth
yeah.
Copeland has been embalmed like 5 times by now. Like he has been embalmed like
Right.
five. He's got that Smokey Robinson makeup going on. Did you
Hmm.
see that Smokey Robinson album? I'm just quick tangent. Did you see the Smokey Robinson album cover?
Uh-oh.
He's releasing this new album, and he's
Seriously?
82.
I was
Girl,
gonna say, how
he's
old is he?
82.
Oh
Okay,
my
he's 82, and the name of the album is Gasms.
God. Oh,
Gasms.
I might buy
And
that.
the name of the last lyric or the song is I Fit in There. That's the
Wow.
that's what
Wait,
somebody's granddaddy
is
is
this
singing about.
Smokey Robinson or is this
Smokey
D'Angelo
Robinson.
making a comeback? Like,
No,
holy
it's
shit.
Smokey motherfucking Tears of a Clown Robinson. That's
Wow.
who. I fit in there. Where do you fit, Smokey? Hmm? Where do you fit? What are you saying? What are you saying, Smokey? Why are you
That is
focused on gasms? You're
interesting.
82.
You
What are
know,
you doing?
they try too hard.
But I think
But
he and Chris Copeland go to the
yeah, I'm sorry.
same mortician. So, because they,
Smokey, no, I've seen Smokey lately. He's had a lot of work done. But I mean, if he's happy, I'm happy.
hey, do you? You like it? I love it. But it just made me think of when we were talking about Kenneth Copeland and him going off on that lady. I was like,
Yeah.
mm,
Oh yeah, but I mean, I was just saying that because like all of them, like they're it's not even just them. I mean, it's also the other ones like Alex Jones and
oh, yeah.
the what do you call it? Not even Ben Shapiro so much, but like the other
Oh,
crazy ones.
Shapiro's. They
I
make
mean,
Shapiro
and not
look.
that Shapiro is good at all. He's actually weird. But
He is
the
weird, but I will say, his debate tactics, I have been listening to a lot of them. He's very good at that, unfortunately. It doesn't matter. Like, if you don't have to agree with everything somebody says to not point out the things they do well.
he's good at probably what I do. I'm good at like dancing around
Dig.
people to where like they forgot their point and then I can just kind of like strut around like yeah see
But
and
see, he smacks people with facts, though. He does do that. And they don't care about your feelings. That
kind
is the
of
thing. Girl.
he does what they all do. He twists the facts around. It's just like, well,
He does use them for his own benefit,
right.
but
It's like, well, like we have black people are adversely numbered or represented in prisons. It must be for a
that's true.
reason. And I'm like,
Right. And then
well,
you flip it, right? Well, it's a true fact,
I'm
but
like,
oh no, the reason you
well,
use
yeah,
it, oh,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
no,
All
Ben.
that's true. All that's
No,
true. And
Ben.
it is for a reason.
That's
Not the one you're
true.
talking about, you goddamn racist.
No.
It's just,
Oh no, no.
uh,
But oh, someone Scott mentioned Matt Walsh. Now Matt Walsh is
yeah,
decidedly
Matt Walsh is another one that's really bad. Crowder. Thank
he's
you.
Crowder. Oh
Man,
yeah.
Scott
Oh
is
God,
just,
Crowder.
you know what,
Scott
coming
brings the
off the
heat.
chain with like, see, I just try not to keep the racist in my head. Scott's like, I got you. Got your back.
I don't even listen. Like, I hate the news so
um,
much, but like, it's either them or Dave Packman. Like, there's no middle ground with like any political
there is
commentator.
no, well, I mean,
Well, help me, please, because I don't know of any. Because I just cut everybody out. I'm like, I
I mean,
can't.
there's not a middle ground. There is people, like, I mean, honestly,
There's
like, if
not.
you Sam Cedar and David Packman are the closest you're going to get to centrist.
And that's scary.
It's not.
That's
I mean,
scary.
it's not though,
Because
because I
I
mean,
wouldn't
like
see
if you're talking
Packman
about
as a
people who are just talking about
centrist.
facts, like they don't like they're what they're talking about is livable wages, healthcare for all. Um,
Maybe it's the tone, because it's not that Packman doesn't, because I agree with a lot of what Packman says. I just wish, I think in order to remain relevant, and I understand being on the internet myself, being more of a public figure, I do play to people's emotions a lot more
mhm,
in order to gauge their attention. So I
mhm.
understand that. And like most people don't know, or well, no, they should, but like my brother is my best friend and I love him more than anything. And he's a Christian. What?
Sorry.
That's a dope ringtone.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I forgot to turn my ringtone on.
That's a dope ringtone. Oh my gosh. I have a follow up to this. Okay, you know what? Let me just jump right to it. My friend showed me this the other day to cheer me up. That video from like 15 years ago with the white teacher that called his student nigga and then had like
Uh-huh.
he was like, I said nigga, not nigger. And then he was like, he had up like a sign, like he had he had two
Oh,
pieces of paper and he was like, he uses it all the time. And the like they got the okay, so it's like a white teacher calls this black student the N-word, which should be able to say, but you know, in 10 years, they're gonna be like, she said it. But he got mad because he's like, well, they can use it. Why can't I use it? And he says it all the time. Nigga, can I get a pencil? It's just so funny. So
they really do. Like you would think that. I mean, Huey and
oh
what was
my
the other
gosh.
one? It was Huey and
Riley said,
Riley. Yeah, they. I mean, they just call each other that, like it's
nigga
their.
all the time.
Yeah, like it's their first name. Like,
I love that. I think in that episode, Riley, the granddad was like, I tried to stop using that. And Riley's like, you said nigga 48 times yesterday. I counted.
oh, I
Like,
remember that. I remember that.
so that's the last
Yeah.
exposure I had to Boondocks, but I had to
Oh, I
like,
love them.
I love that show. But yeah, back to Pac-Man. So I think it's more of like the attitude because I don't like divisiveness, even though I am divisive. When I actually speak to
You
people,
are like the most divisive chick on Twitter. Like, oh my god.
I love it,
Like man, there've been quite a few of your tweets where you had to like remind people that you were an atheist, and I'm like, it's in her goddamn name. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, Jimmy Snow loves that shit. He's like,
Oh, I know he would.
Jimmy,
I know he. Jimmy. Oh my god, and I know we're like
I love
5
Jimmy.
subjects over. But
there's a string. It's just going
no,
throughout.
yeah, it's just like Jimmy. It was so funny the other day. This guy called in. Dr. Josh was on, and he
Oh,
like went on
dope.
this diatribe about like well, what do you think about like the next step in veganism? And Jimmy like I hadn't heard Jimmy all show. Like I forgot that. Like I'm thinking like Jimmy's like on vacation or doing some other shit, and like he's like, what? Don't even answer the questions. Like, it's like, were you bored? Did you call in and talk to this guy who's just like an expert on Old Testament slavery and just think, there's not enough about me in here. And
Mm-mm.
like
I would never call
it's
in
just
about
not
that. That's
it's just
dumb.
not vegan-y enough. Let's call in and remind people that being vegans are things like, hey everybody, just to let you know, Josh is vegan. Are you good? Are you done? Do you have anything else? Dr. Josh and the other guy, they're just like cracking up. Like, I really did think that Jimmy knew him, and he was like, I don't fucking know that guy.
You said
He's
Dr.
just
Josh
so
doesn't know Jimmy?
no. Like the caller that Kate called
Oh,
in,
the
he was just
caller.
like. He's like, I don't know that guy. Like, I wouldn't know anybody that would just disrupt my whole show with some vegan type shit.
I just love how
God,
I was
Jimmy.
on Matt's show and someone called in about slavery, and I was like, and they had
Uh-huh.
called in previously to talk to him about slavery. Like, you don't call Jimmy Snow and Matt Dillahunty to talk about slavery. They will smash your face in
I
aggressively, as they should.
I don't know anybody in the community that would. Maybe Dr. Josh is like the most diplomatic on this subject,
Mm,
but
he is.
if you get too Nazi-ish with it,
I
he'll
feel
get
like even
disgusted really quick.
defending slavery even like minutely because like Josh and Matt did a debate with the Connectities, Stuart and his dad Cliff, and it escalated so quickly because the Connectities were actually defending slavery, or well, they were saying
Mm-hmm.
that the Bible doesn't advocate for it
Mm-hmm.
or promote it, but it clearly it does, and it got so
Just say,
heated. It got so heated to your point of Josh being more diplomatic. It got so heated to where Stuart, the son, and Josh, those were the two that were mostly talking. And it wasn't even Matt's, like Cliff, those two go back. So Cliff was just going in on Matt hardcore. And Josh had to step in and try to um, basically alleviate and allay all of the tension. But yeah, but he knows a lot. And I want to have him on
yeah,
one day in the future. But he knows a ton. It's kind
yeah,
of like he's
he really
very well
does.
versed. And
No, I remember
I
when he first
respect
came
it.
into the community. I can't even remember what his dissertation was on.
Hmm.
But like it's
Probably
not on this.
Hebrew.
People were just like, because he's an Old Testament scholar, people kept asking
Mm.
him about it, and
Well,
he
yeah.
like kept digging and digging and digging, just trying to get answers for these people. And he's like, you know what? I think I have like 2 or 3 books worth of information. And so now he's like an Old Testament slavery guru.
Hasn't he written a book too? He's written a
He's
book.
written quite a few books. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. That's my
I
dream, like to do this full time and write books, go to school for a doctorate in theology, and just that's a dream. It's such a privilege to be able to do that.
I don't know if I want a doctorate in theology.
Oh my gosh.
I'm a
I want to
hobbyist.
teach. Well, it's
Really?
weird because, like, it's weird because I like this stuff. I think it's like a hobby of mine, but it's a
Hmm.
boring, weird hobby, and girls' eyes glaze over when I try to talk to them about it. I'm just like, you're not the one for me, babe. Can't talk to me about philosophy. But
Oh,
what you said
wait, are
you
you
were
talking about like Old Testament stuff or like just philosophy in general?
everything, everything. I was like talking to this one girl a couple weeks ago or a week ago, and I was just like, so where do you think everything came from? Let's just talk about it. She's like, I'm not telling you. I'm like,
Wow.
why?
Okay.
Because I know what you do. You have never seen my Twitter. You've never seen anything. She just
Wait, so
knows I'm an atheist. And I've never been like,
I
my
know
Twitter
what
is not
you
how I am with people in my
do.
life, real life.
What do you
She's like, I know
do?
you're
Like,
good.
do you barbecue babies? I don't understand where she's going with this.
Baby back ribs, yeah.
I'm,
But
yeah.
I'm from the South. I love my ribs and my
No,
biscuits and
you know what?
gravy.
Not,
Big
I'm
girl.
pretty sure it's in the bones. Like, we
Literally.
love our ribs up here too.
Ooh. But are they cooked the right
I
way though? Because it
probably
can't,
probably
you
not.
know.
Probably not. Like, I'm from Maryland. We do crabs, right?
Oh,
Um,
arthropods. Oh God. I'm sorry. I don't eat arthropods. I
ever.
don't like the consumption of arthropods. The breaking of arthropod limbs to consume arthropods.
Blah blah blah. They're fucking
Mhm.
delicious,
Yeah.
and we're
Okay, yeah.
crabs for me.
If they're already dismembered in the meat, the crab meat is good. Like crab dip and that's crab chowder. I'm down or clam chowder. I'm sorry. But
No, we have crab chatter too. We
as
have
long as I
crab
don't
and fucking
see
everything. We have crab pizzas.
crab,
We
oh,
Yeah, crab
mm.
pretzels. I mean, I don't know. Like, I'm surprised I haven't
What?
come up with some crab ice cream by now. Like,
Y'all like the
we put
Irish
crab
in
on
Idaho
fucking everything.
potatoes. Y'all like in Idaho. They're just potatoes on everything and everything with
No, we'll put
everything.
potatoes in everything too now.
I just wish that like I could get past because like I bought shrimp once from like Instacart from Aldi. Oh
Oh
no, I
my
went
god, you don't even eat shrimp?
I tried, but they brought me the unshelled shrimp and I was looking at it and I was just staring and I was like, these look like roaches. 100%. I cannot consume these. I tried. I tried deshelling them. I was watching Hell's Kitchen. I was like, Gordon Ramsay said to pull this off this way, take out the bloodline and the shit. Okay. And it looked like a
No,
roach, so I
you just
couldn't do
you
it.
like cut it down the back, yeah, and then you take that out, and then the rest of it should just fall off the. Hey, Miss Sassy, hit us up. I haven't seen you since I don't know the last time I was here.
Sassy is dope. I
Yeah.
appreciate her. She's been really like great in like checking in on me and even when I go like a days without responding, I appreciate that. Oh, deveined. I tried, Randy. That was the whole point, but I bought
I'm
the wrong
sorry,
bag and it fucked me for life. And now I can't fuck up shrimp because well I'll
Randy.
eat it in
Eh.
sushi. Yeah. I'll eat it in sushi. Like I'll
Wait,
eat
you
shrimp in
you do
sushi.
eat sushi?
Oh, I love sushi.
What the
Yeah.
fuck, dude?
But like
Okay.
if you like crab, like I love sushi. Sushi is bomb. But if you hand me a arthropod on a plate in its full form and its eyes are looking at me and its legs are doing the leg arthropod, it's an arthropod. It's an arthropod. It's a bug. It's a bug.
I mean, yeah,
And I'm not an
it's a sea
entomologist. I have no
bug, just like
interest.
a lobster.
I
Sea
know
bugs.
lobsters are horrific as well. What
Oh, for
is
fuck's
that?
sake.
It's a big
They're
bug.
delicious. Like that's what they
Yes,
are.
they are. They are. They are. I just can't deal with the like
With the
the
face. Like you have
dismemberment
to
of
buy
the
them with the
body.
face. Lobsters, yeah, I wouldn't even advise that. Honestly, I've had lobsters a few times and like a whole lobster.
But the
You can't eat
chitin,
yeah, you really can't eat anything except the
the
oh my
tail
hands. The
of the
well, yeah, the
lobster.
tail and the claws. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Well, the
There's meat in the claws and there's meat in
chitin.
the tail, and that's it. So just buy the tail. You're not. missing out on much.
But I have to go through the chitin. I don't want going through chitin to get to my food. I want the food out of the chitin. I want the food out of the exoskeleton. I don't
Hmm.
want to go and break shit. I want to like with some,
Well,
I
that's
will
why you
never do
don't
that.
buy the whole thing. You just get the tail, and they just set it on top of the tail, and so it looks pretty. And then you just,
Chitin. Y'all don't know what chitin is? Google that shit. Chitin. It's like
look,
bug.
it's food. We have to, it takes a life it takes life to make life or something.
Cows.
It's that
Cows and chickens. That's
cow.
my and
No, I,
pig.
I have to take cow and pig out of my diet.
Oh,
Um, pig's pretty easy, except they kept like to
ribs.
throw the pig into shit that it doesn't
Ribs.
belong in. Like why is there bacon
Look,
in this? Like it's fucking
because there
green
needs to
beans.
be.
It's green beans. Like I don't why.
Because it adds flavors. That's a savory note to the
Salt,
vegetable. It
salt,
goes in turnip
pepper.
greens.
Like you
It go,
don't need
yeah.
bacon.
You do well. You don't need it. Actually, I do like. People
Yeah.
can get some really badass like green beans and turnip greens from like turkey instead of bacon. You're right. I agree with you. But bacon is a necessary part of life. It is mandatory for consumption and happiness, and
Oh
ribs as well,
God.
and a
Ribs.
steak
Like
cooked
ribs. No,
medium rare.
ribs. It's one of the like four food groups. Like ribs.
Ribs, bacon, and steak. Ribs, bacon, and steak, and cheesecake, ice cream. Those are the four food groups. And you're going to live about 5,000 years longer than me. So,
You're
yeah.
sassy. What the hell? You gotta stay away from these people.
Mm-mm.
That's a
Why? What's
who the
happening?
hell's
Turf?
calling you a bigot?
What is a turf?
Obese? You know
Obese?
what a turf is. Like
Mm-mm, I
I need
don't.
to. I mean, I don't think of any of these things
What
when I
is a
look at her.
turf?
So I don't. Oh,
What is, I just had it on my podcast. I never
like
got into that.
yeah, the turfs. The trans exclusionary radical bigots. They
So
think that
just a basic bigot, I guess,
yeah, so
which is
yeah,
not
pretty much.
turf.
But like they think they. I refuse to call them feminists. They're not feminists. They're bigots. Like, and I kind of wish everybody else would stop calling themselves. I mean, stop calling
Are
turfs
men,
turfs. They're turbs. Um, but they're
they're
like, no, we have to
turds.
keep the female race pure. Like only those born with a vagina can call themselves a woman. And like, no, really, go fuck
Oh,
yourselves. Go fuck all the way off with that bullshit. Like it doesn't.
are
You're
they
not
like,
helping. You're not
so
helping the movement.
they don't think trans women are, well,
Yeah,
I mean, they don't think that men should identify as women if they're trans women. That's what
yeah.
they're saying?
They don't believe trans women are women. They think trans women are men cosplaying as women.
It's not cosplaying. That's not
No,
fair.
when I talk to my trans friends, I'm like, no, you're cosplaying as a man, and now you have come out as your true self, and
God
you know,
bless them too. Trans women are so.
sometimes,
The girl that threw this gorgeous dude together is trans. I love her. She's on the phone with this man. She's like, okay, baby, being all feminine and doing all this. I'm like, I have never been in my life. I have
they are
never-
they are truly some of the best human beings.
but the grace, it's almost like
Yeah,
she was born a male, but is so much more feminine and caught. Like I could
the
never in
most
my life.
most of the cis
I've
women
never been
you'll
that way.
meet. It's just like, I
I'm
mean,
just
there's a lot
like,
of cis women where I'm just like, all right, wait, what do I call, what's your pronouns? But
yeah, you got it.
yeah.
But oh no, sassy, yeah, because you don't agree with everything in the trans community and agree with everything that's been going or oh, I don't know what's going on with TikTok. I'm a boomer
Yeah,
by
I
definition.
just got a TikTok thing because I'm like, well, I have a channel, a YouTube channel. I guess I'm supposed to do
Mhm.
TikTok.
In
I
short, you can
I
do
might. I'm playing around with shorts. I don't know. So I don't know what's going on. I don't like TikTok. I like the YouTube format, like where I can look at stuff. I can play it. I can pause it. It doesn't automatically throw me into another video that I may or may not like.
yeah.
Like
We're
I can
also
kind of
not a
scroll around.
4-year-old with an attention
Right.
span of a goldfish. So
And I like longer content. Like, I mean, it maybe a 10-minute video, and which is still, I don't know, pretty short for me, but the
yeah, I was
10-second
gonna
videos
say,
are annoying. I'm just like,
oh
what
no.
just happened?
And why is it relevant to me? Why is it
Right.
relevant? Because the TikTok videos I watch are like 3 minutes at minimum, And
Mhm.
it's I don't like, and I have like TikTok blows my mind, and it is very frustrating to me that it is a Chinese app. And I when I heard when all that came out with Trump, him saying that, I was like, oh no, that's bullshit. I'm that is true. And it's very frustrating to me that our children are spending like 7, 8 hours a day on this app rather
Mhm.
than bettering themselves. And the Chinese government regulates the use of TikTok in their country to the point where they
Mhm.
can't use it for more than 30 minutes. So in the
Oh
next
God.
20 years, what
Mhm.
is that going to look like with these children who don't do anything except stay
There,
online all day?
there
I
are
sound like
just
a
so many
boomer.
ways that the
Mhm.
Chinese are ahead of us. I'm not even worried about that aspect of it.
You're like, we're done. TikTok is the lead.
I mean,
So
it's not
true.
even. I mean, no, seriously. Like, if you look at like what they're doing with their education system, I mean, they are just churning and burning PhDs.
They are turning and
It,
burning.
it
I'm very
I
curious to
I
see
mean, no, I mean, just
what the next
seriously,
10
like
years.
pay homage. We're gonna have to bow to our Chinese masters before we die.
I
It,
started learning Mandarin last year because I was like, this is going
do
to serve
that.
me well, especially being black, because
Yeah.
they don't play with black people in China. They wouldn't even take Black
Mm-mm.
Panther's helmet off on the Marvel poster. They would have
God.
like Chadwick Boseman, who, no, you're wearing a helmet, Negro. We're
Yeah.
not gonna look
I mean,
at you.
they're pretty universally racist. At least it's not like there's no like model minority. Well, I don't know. Maybe I hear
There
that
is.
they really do like white people, but
They do
if
because
you're
they
not Chinese,
partner.
it's not even like Asian. No, Chinese.
Right. Oh no, they don't fuck with none of them. Korean, what are you talking about? Filipino, mm-mm, you
Mm-mm.
Mexicans, stop it. The Filipinos are the Filipinos are the unfortunately. I mean, that's how they will like the. Okay, I had this. I went out with my best friend and my brother last night, and my best friend's gay, my brother's gay. And we were talking about dating preferences and
Mm,
how there's a lot of challenges. And but
mm.
like Filipino, because it was colonized by Spain, they're honestly kind of like the South America of Asia. Like it's there's a lot of like Spanish influence, a lot of Catholicism,
Oh
and the
God.
Chinese aren't playing with it. They're not
Yeah,
playing.
they don't play with shit. Like they're all about their shit.
I'm not.
And
Listen, they killing it. Yo, get your factory. Put your 5-year-old in the factory. Get that
but
money.
yeah, Randy was saying one of my partner's kids is trans, non-binary, and they take tons of shit from too many people. We're
Mhm.
about to move out of Missouri. Yeah, get the fuck out of Missouri.
Oh yeah, Missouri.
I
My best
mean,
friend's from Missouri. She's gay. She's like, I had to get up out of there, and she's white, blonde hair, blue
Illinois
eyes.
is like right
Couldn't
next
do it.
door.
That's true. Oh, in Illinois is extremely progressive, and that's where she moved. That was kind of her transition. She moved from Missouri to Chicago, and apparently there's
Okay.
this like lesbian mecca there that I did not know about. But
I'm not surprised.
yeah.
I'm not surprised.
Oh my
I
god.
hear the same thing about Baltimore, where like for really big LGBT presence. And like there's a coffee shop on this one store, like just 100% of the workers are trans.
Mm, that would be so fun. I would love
It's,
that.
no, and it's like the best
That's
coffee
just good
shop in town.
company.
I'm like, yeah, they.
Just good energy. Like I don't
Mhm.
think I've ever met, and I know this sounds general, but and I'm sure there are people. Okay, so well, I've never met this person, so I can't say I know how they are. But there aren't a lot of trans individuals out in Georgia in the South because it
Mhm.
is very dangerous down here. And
Yeah.
even though like the LGBTQ community, like basically in Georgia or Atlanta,
Hmm.
first of all, Atlanta is highly concentrated. Georgia and Atlanta are two totally different things. If you want to die fast, drive a car that doesn't make it from Atlanta to Savannah and break your ass down right under the massive Confederate flag that flies next to Magnolia Plantation gas station. If you
No, thank you.
right,
Why
so
would
if you
anyone
want
do
to
that?
no, like my when I go down to Florida to go to like my favorite Airbnb, it's like you got this like dissonance. You're like, okay, if I speed past the Confederate flag, I might get arrested. But if I drive too slow past the Confederate flag, then I might get overrun by the KKK, and then I would die faster. So I'm gonna try to drive the speed limit and just kind of keep my head low. But they have like 5 things named Plantation on I-75 South. It's like
Yeah, I was really
it's
surprised
hilarious.
at how many things are still named plantation in the South. I went to a
South.
resort in Myrtle Beach. And it's
Mm.
like such and such resort, or and all the things online, and then you get there, and it's just like such and such plantation, and I'm like, you
Plantation.
motherfuckers. I
Listen,
mean, it was
man. You cannot sleep in this home, ma'am. You get to sleep in the field. I don't even understand why you're in here.
I mean, it
Although
was
they might let you in. You're
it was a
pretty
really nice
fair.
resort, but I'm just like, why can't you change the name? Like, this is
Mm-mm.
bullshit.
Heritage, Maya. You're not going to erase
Right,
the
right.
heritage of my great uncle Robert E. Lee. He fought for his success.
He fought for states' rights.
He fought for states' rights. Oh, come on now. All y'all escaped to the north because you already knew you couldn't cut it down here.
I
That's what
No,
they're
I
saying,
could
not me.
not.
That's not what I'm saying. That's
Do
what the
not
Confederates are
enjoy. I
saying.
mean, not that I've ever run from Klansmen, but it doesn't sound
I hope
enjoyable.
you are. Yo, I loved it. I grew up in Tennessee with Pulaski being like 3 hours up the road. So that's where the KKK was founded. And I had a friend who was black who lived in Pulaski, was born and raised there and married a white woman. So he is
All
a brave
right.
one. Shout out to
Yeah.
Rael. What's up, Rael? Yeah,
No.
Rael's dope. He's dope. But
I don't know that I, yeah, like would
everybody
date
do.
somebody like a white person and like take them to clan country. Like, I don't know that I
They
feel
live there
comfortable just.
together.
I know. I just don't know that I feel comfortable like sleeping in a hotel room for one night in that situation.
I would
But
feel
I mean,
safer with the white person there if I was in clan country because at least if they bust in, I could be hiding behind them. It's like that Dave
right,
Chappelle
like
skit with him driving the car with the white man in the passenger seat, and the cop pulls him over, and then he's like, "Oh, you go, you got a white man next to you."
no, I've done that. I have actually done that.
My friend does it. She is this tiny black girl, and she will
Mhm.
get drunk as hell and act a damn fool because she knows that her 6'2", blonde-haired, blue-eyed white man is going to come get her out of jail. And he just walks right in there, and he's
I'm
just like,
trying
"Yep,
not to
come with
be
me."
in jail. That's insane.
I love
No,
her.
so yeah,
I
in
love her. She's
Illinois,
awesome.
there were
She's hilarious.
certain places that, I wasn't supposed to be at night. But if I had my white
Right.
friends with me, when I got pulled over by the cops, I could escape paddy wagon action
Mm-hmm.
by, speaking very properly and saying, "Oh no, this is
Oh,
my
good.
cousin."
Code
I know that
switching.
I'm an abomination, but it's really not my fault. My mother,
Oh my gosh.
my
Code
slut
switching.
mother just love the blackies. Yeah, it's my
Oh,
cousin. Blonde hair, blue eyed chick over here is my cousin. And she can't help but love me. So please
well,
don't
we're
give me a
cousins
ticket.
like back down the road because Massa was sneaking out of the house to go into the slave homes,
No,
because
I
he
mean in
knew
Illinois there's a lot of
Thomas Jefferson was
mixed kids in
there.
Illinois. So like a lot of cops
Knoxville
didn't
too.
think twice about it. They were just like, I don't know. She's pretty
Like we
blonde
can't do
though.
nothing about
You
it.
kids
Yeah.
go on home. It's late.
I'm telling you, it'll save your ass. And like
Oh
my
no, no,
friend,
no. Yeah, yeah. When in
it'll
doubt, keep a
save
white person
your ass.
handy. They
Keep
come
a
in
white person
handy
handy
in the
for
clutch.
like a switchblade. Just that's the tool I need right now. Hello,
Becky.
officer. This is Becky. Oh yeah, Becky. Yo,
You're up.
Becky. You got it right. You got it, Becky. But like that's not even a joke. It's really not. And like my brother just moved,
No,
or he's
I am
moving back.
so serious. I've done this
It,
so
it
many
really
well, as a
is.
teenager,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, because
I
all
grew up in
the
a white
great
neighborhood, white
places to like
school.
hide out and, do your teenage fun, shit that ain't
It was in a
nobody
white
supposed to know
neighborhood.
about. Yeah, yeah. The black people, like
Mm-mm.
we're
We
all in
don't
the
go to the
city,
east
with
side.
the lights and
We don't
make
go
sure
to the
you
east
keep
side.
and being over policed and shit. Like they don't
Yeah, I
look
mean, are
at
you gonna act a fool on MLK though? Because
right.
like,
No,
why are
I
you
mean,
doing
because like the
that?
cops are already there. Like you can't look at
Right?
them side eyed
Like watching for
without
you.
them over there. Like stop resisting.
Right. It's like, no, they frequent those
No,
areas. No, no,
no,
no. You
you
go
gotta
to the west
go.
side of Knoxville. Like when my ex and I used to go home, we didn't go fuck in the parking lot down at MLK. We fucked in the parking lot at Bearden. What are you talking about? We're on the white side of town. And you know what? It almost got us in trouble too, because we actually stopped in a pharmacy parking lot, and this cop pulled us, or he came up to us and was like, "What are y'all doing?" And I was like, "Oh my God, we're so fucked." We were so worried, but we got out of it. He was like, "Ma'am, what are you doing?" And I'm like, our parents are Christian, and we're not allowed to fornicate in their homes. So we're in a pharmacy parking lot right now with a lot of
Wow.
shame, obviously, but we're not allowed to fornicate. So that's why we're here. And he's like, "Get out of here." And we're like, "Yep, sure." Left the parking lot warp
What?
speed. It was
Just
wild.
never occurred to you to lie?
I know, I was straight up. I'm like, we were in this parking lot fucking because we cannot fuck at our parents' house. And I think the honesty saved us because he was like, okay, I believe it. But like I think pharmacies in Knoxville, I mean well, look, if you're black in Knoxville, you really need to be careful. Even if you're on, because we both grew up in white neighborhoods, white schools, white everything. So like we are very adept at code switching. He isn't even white. People just think Marcus is like white. I'm sorry, Marcus ain't black. Marcus is white. Marcus was the best man at his friend's
Wait,
wedding. It took place in a
a white
barn.
woman
Okay.
named her son Marcus.
No, Marcus is black, but he is not.
Okay. Oh, gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
Oh
Okay.
no, Marcus's mama is from Op, Alabama. That's nah. She he black, but he ain't black.
All right, now.
So I
I'm
hope he
there with
sees this.
you.
Hey
No,
Marcus.
like I just it never even occurred to me to fuck with the police like that. My favorite time I was dating this guy. He was Native American, but of
Ooh,
course he was passing.
ooh. We're not gonna talk about them. We're gonna talk about them. Mm.
And
College was a fun time.
he smoked like a goddamn chimney. And
Like what? Weed or cigarettes?
weed, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
Not
yeah,
cigarettes.
well, I mean, I don't know. In Illinois back in the 90s, I was the only person that didn't smoke. I
Ugh,
swear to you, I was the only person I knew that didn't smoke. And like over
good.
the age of 16. And
Love that delineation.
but he was yeah, he was 18. I was 16, he was 18. And what the fuck were we doing? We were in a park, like we were in a parking lot in a park, and he had just got a bag, and he had to like he was just like, no, I need to roll these because like I need to, have them handy.
Yep,
And so
that's smart.
he had, and I counted like a, just over a dozen joints lined up in the dashboard. And the car, I wasn't
Oh
smoking, he's
no,
smoking. Car is like filled with smoke. I mean, it looks like
he's
one of
not
those
hot possible.
cartoon. No, seriously, it looked like one of those cartoons. I could not. I could barely see out of the window. I saw those lights though, because the parks that close at dark. And I'm like, oh, son of a bitch! It's a cop. Like, what are we gonna
Pick up,
do? He's gonna knock on the door, and
run.
it's gonna smell like weed. I'm like, we gotta run. He was like, no, I
Yeah,
got this.
no,
I'm like, what do
don't
you mean you
run.
got this? Like, what do you like?
He said
No,
he could
I
pass
like
out,
it's
right?
fine. I'll just tell my mom to like call the car stolen or some shit. I don't know. He's like, no, I got this.
Oh
So
God,
he
Lord.
cop comes up, knocks on the window. And again, a dozen joints in the dashboard window. Like he rolls down the window, like smoke, like
Billows just out
rolling,
of the
yeah,
car.
out. Hits it, smacks him left and right in the face, like dirty fucking cop. Like I'm marijuana. What you gonna do? It was
Nothing.
crazy. Like I'm just like, we're going to jail. We're so going to jail.
We're going to jail.
I'm freaking out, because I'm a black. Like that's what we do. We go to jail.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah,
So,
immediately. Do not pass go.
and
Do
he
not
is
collect
not happy. He's just
$200.
like, you took time out of my donut eating day. I'm just like, I'm so sorry, Mr. Officer. And he's like, what do you call it? Can I help you, officer?
Can I help you? What?
Right, right.
Can I help? I'm providing you a service, officer. What
Right,
can I
right.
do? How can I assist you
What?
today?
Yeah, you want my
How's your
autograph? Like,
evening?
what the fuck?
Right?
And
You want a blunt?
right.
So what-
No. Yeah, like he didn't even mention that. He was like, well, the cop's like, where's your pot, son? And he was like, I ain't got no pot. Like, I'm just
What?
sitting here talking to my
I don't
girl,
want a
you know, enjoying ourselves because everything's closed. And it was like midnight, everything was
Mhm.
closed. And he was like, I just want to, it's like we got all our clothes on. We're not doing anything wrong. Um, and just want to spend some time together. And he's like, well, you can't spend time here because park's closed. You got to go. He's like, okay. I didn't know.
It's midnight. I didn't know the park was closed.
I mean, we only drove past like 3 signs that says the park closes at dusk, but yeah,
At
okay.
sunset is when
Right. So
and it
it's
was
just
like
like,
December.
right. It was seriously, it was like November or something like that.
So we
And
closed at like 5 p.m.
right, right. No, I mean, but like all the parks close at dark. It's
Right.
like this is common knowledge. I had
Sure.
no
Yeah.
idea. Like, I have never
You
read a
learned
sign in
then.
my life. I don't know what's the problem.
I gotta wear a sign. I gotta read
You know,
signs.
you don't
But
expect
he
me to
got out
like
of
read
it.
signs while I'm driving. No. So the cops like, you guys need to get out of here, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, I
We're not going to jail?
I like comprehend, like, in a paddy,
Not,
like, are you calling a paddy wagon? Is that how we're getting out of here? Like, it just never occurred to me that like you could be like sitting in a car doing like some illegal shit.
blatantly illegal shit
I
and
mean,
just get away with
if
it.
if he was a black guy with that much
Oh,
weed on him,
you've been
like
shot in
we
his
would have been
face and died
arrested,
and given a
and both
25-year
both
sentence.
charged with what do you call it? Is it distribution?
Yeah. Yeah. Intent to distribute.
Yeah,
Distribute.
yeah,
Mike, you put it in the
yeah,
comments.
yeah,
Am I
yeah,
saying this right?
yeah,
But
Mikey.
yeah.
You'll be a
Yeah,
black lawyer today.
Mikey knows. Mikey, because I
No,
don't,
yeah, no. Mikey grew up in Illinois with me. Yeah,
Oh, we
see,
did? Oh,
yeah.
that's
Well,
dope.
not with me, but we both grew up in Illinois. But
Yo,
yeah, no, cops,
ill-
like it's just not
distribution.
what happened to black people. I'm just like, why am I not arrested? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna keep a
Because you're
white
with the
person
right
handy.
person.
You're gonna
Yeah.
be, yeah.
Keep a white person handy, break them out like a switchblade.
Oh
You
yeah.
just hold them at the cop, just point them at the cop. It's I think you have to live. So with us, it's very interesting because we have that dual experience. We have the experience of being around white people and knowing the benefit of doing it, but also being black and understanding the challenges of being black. Like
Mm-hmm.
it was never like for me, and I'm very lucky, even though like I have a horrible relationship with my father. He's extremely toxic. Like
Mm-hmm.
my father worked super hard. He made six figures. We lived on the white neighborhood, went to the
Mm-hmm.
private schools. My mom stayed at
Yep.
home. Like
Yep.
it was a very
Oh
privileged
wow.
upbringing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm
No,
still
thank
pissed about
God
it.
my
Don't
mom
worry.
was not meant.
I'm
No,
pissed
my
about
dad did. My dad was an engineer. My mom,
it.
she was a
Yeah.
secretary for Caterpillar. So
Oh.
combined,
Oh no, I'm sorry. Caterpillar, not caterpillars.
no. Caterpillar,
Oh, I
the
just
tractor company,
okay,
whatever.
okay. I heard
Yeah.
caterpillar. That's like my. I'm not gonna say it.
I'm
Those are
sorry.
weird. I don't like them. They're very weird.
No,
They're gross.
no, she didn't work for Bug. She worked for, you know,
Arthropods.
yeah.
Like the caterpillars had a
She
secretary.
worked for oligarchs.
Hey,
And
oligarchs, dope. I want to be an oligarch. I'm not.
I, you know,
I want money.
I would never, because like, you have to be like some like seven different kinds of evil to get to that status, and I just don't have it in me.
I want to be
I,
so
I'd want,
bad.
to give all my employees health care and livable wages,
Oh
and it
no,
just would
that
never
yeah.
happen.
Oh no. Okay, so Damien at Hope Marie, shout out to him. He is like one of my best friends. We talk about capitalism with him and his friend Corey, and
Hmm.
we go on his show and we talk about capitalism. And I'm like, yo, I think in my heart I'm a capitalist. He's like, I just think you like money. And I'm like, no, I think I am. He's like, do you want to give your employees livable wages? I'm like, why would I not do that? He's like, that's not capitalism. I'm like,
Right.
but I like, but he's like, no. Like, there's a difference between liking money and being a capitalist. He's like, do you want them to have health insurance? I'm like, well, how the fuck are they gonna work for me if they sick? He's like, you're not a. Mm-mm. So I have to learn to differentiate between like a capitalist and a light capitalist. I don't know, but no, I
I mean,
totally get that.
no,
Yeah.
you want to be comfortable. You want to have, to not have to worry about where your next meal is going to come from, where you're going to sleep,
That's
or,
very stressful.
like if I lose my job, how much, like, I need more in savings, because if I lose my job, like, I've got a paycheck before, like, and I think these are things that most Americans want, and capitalists do not care if most Americans get that. They just want to extract wealth from
Man,
most Americans. Like, that's all they
they
care about.
do, but not even like Americans, but it's the world in general. But one thing I've learned,
Hmm.
that is the world we live in, and it
Hmm.
sucks. But if you are, so I'm a 1984 fan, like hardcore, and I totally understand like being a proletariat, and
Hmm.
just but like the great thing about this society, I mean, you can climb, it's just gonna hurt like shit, and it's gonna be hard as hell. But like there's a way. It's just you have like all the odds stacked against you, but there's a chance, and like the world is what it is. And I just, people, I mean, humans are one thing, but I was watching this National Geographic show with like David Attenborough, like he was commentating it. And there were these monkeys in Japan on top of a mountain in a hot spring. And there were only a few of them in the hot spring. And they were like the high ranking monkeys. And all the rest of them fools were outside the hot spring trying to get in. And they wouldn't let them in. So they were standing outside the hot spring freezing. And that is life. If you want to get in the hot spring, you have to fight your way in the hot spring. And it's just, it sucks, but
All right. So like for
it's
me,
fucked.
you and everybody watching, like there is no chance for any of us to be a capitalist, really. I mean, there's a chance for us to work for one and they may take favor upon us. We can be like house capitalists. But
No, you mean like a
like
house girl?
you know,
I'm too dark to be a house girl. They're gonna put me back in the field. They'd be like,
we
"Oh,
can
we
all be
appreciate
well
you.
off. But I think,
Maybe I can get in the
understand like
kitchen
there's
though."
like more in common between us and a millionaire than a millionaire and a billionaire.
Oh,
It,
that's true. That's true.
yeah.
I mean, in like my
And they will
aspirate,
step over
honestly.
all of us if they can extract the wealth. They're just fucking evil human
But
beings, man.
isn't there like a freaking like? I get it. And my friend, okay, so my best friend, she's white, and we talk about this all the time. And she's like, "Yo, I'm like nicer than you are," and I'm like, "But it's because when you have nothing, it will like not have no, well, yeah, when you have nothing and you're tired of being at the bottom." You look at the top and you're like, well, what the fuck do I have to do to get there? What do I have to do? Like,
Be
but it's
born to one of them.
that's true. Or marry one, but I'm too
Good luck with that.
gay for that
They
shit.
marry each other.
I
It's like the they think they're like
know.
godly or some shit.
They are though. Like when it not like when I say that,
Oh
I mean
God.
no. That's what I'm
We
saying.
gotta
But
pull you
it's
to
not a
the
compliment.
we gotta pull
You
you
sound like
over to
Lauren.
the good side. Like,
I am on the good side. I have no choice. What I mean is this. I'm sorry. Here's the thing. When
stop
I say they
worshiping these
are,
assholes.
when I say they are, I mean like not like deified or divine, but like when humans think of gods and what they want gods to be, they think of
Hmm.
successful, attractive, powerful. That's all a god is. A god
Hmm.
is just what the proletariat cannot be. It's the anthropomorphization of fate and
Hmm.
chance and power. So that's what I mean. Not like they're actual gods. I mean like, but to us they
No, I mean,
are.
I think they think no, no, no. To them, they are. To them, they absolutely are.
But to us too, we
It's
worship celebrities. We worship people in
well, yeah,
power. It's
because
called the
well,
halo
that's
effect. It
because
sucks.
they what do you call it? They determine the media, so they have decided that they are what we should worship, and it's
Sure.
just
No, that's true. But this goes back even further. I mean, even in like when we were hunter gatherers and we're wandering the plantain. Lord, let me put this chat. Wandering the the plains. I think I'm just hungry for Jamaican. But we were wandering the plains
food.
and like I know, right? And they don't close till 12
Stop
either. So
talking about food.
I know, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten like the past 2 weeks I've been barely eating and sleeping, but I finally said goodbye to my car today, so I guess maybe I can sleep.
Oh my
But
god, I'm sorry.
so beautiful and blue and Mazda. And but anyway, um, basically what I'm saying is like humans aren't the only ones who have a hierarchy, and
No,
animals are
yeah.
the same way. And
Mhm.
it breaks down to even concepts like zoological concepts like pre-selection, which when it comes to mating, if you have a male part, or even mostly males, because where females are the ones that choose, especially in tournament species,
Mhm.
males that have traits that females might want but aren't demonstrating interest in, they stand
Mhm.
off to the side. They don't get attention. But these zoologists did a study where I think it was with turkeys. I'll have to double check, but they had a controlled environment. They had a male turkey who had no attention, and the females weren't even looking at him. But then they put these
Okay.
like fake female turkeys around him, and these females just
Mhm.
came like running. And it's because when you have power, people want that power because life is hard. It's called diminishing returns, and as the returns get diminished, you want to make sure you're in a position to still have access to that. So it's a complex concept, but humans are the same
Mhm.
way. And we know what suffering is even worse than a damn turkey.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the aspect that you're talking about. The reason why people act different ways in different situations. At the end of the day, we just want to be okay. We want to go back to when we were
That's
just we weren't worrying about you know where we're going to
what
sleep,
the
where we
pros
how we were
want.
going to eat, and
That's what the proletariats want. The elite don't want that shit. They're like, how when they lose power, that's what keeps them up at night.
no, yeah, power is their thing, but again, it's the
Yeah, I worry
socialized
about my car getting
mindset. Like they're
stolen.
raised to believe that they should be, that they are elite and that that they
But they
have to think this way.
are. They have the money, the power, and I'm not even trying to
I mean,
protect them,
you
but
can.
in hierarchy, like
Mhm.
the monkeys and the ones in the monkeys in the hot spring, they are what we call quote unquote elite. If you Google the
Mhm.
quote the term elite. Elite
Mhm.
means powerful. On top of, they
Mhm.
are. It
Mhm.
sucks, but and I don't mean like they should be there, but it's like Fake Turkeys would be a great band.
I mean,
I'm sorry, I'm
I'm
so
not
disgusted by
arguing
them.
that. I mean, yeah, my
It sucks. I
foundation is
hate
that they
it.
are.
Yeah,
My
right.
issue is that they believe they deserve that, and
Mm,
they believe that
that's
we
different.
don't.
That's different.
You
Oh
know,
no, that's very different.
but I mean,
Right.
to the point
I
where
didn't
like,
think of that.
in the Middle Ages, I think there was actually a maximum wage because they didn't want the plebes having too much money.
Yeah.
We wouldn't want the little fuckers to think that they,
Yeah, you can't take
are,
power.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can't. The power belongs
You
to
don't
our
want to. You use too
family
much money, you can start to stock it, and you start to like, to
and
save it.
challenge
And
us and build armies and shit.
yeah, yeah,
Like
and then
it's
you
about
start getting your own
military.
power and influencing, and mobilize against us. And no,
Military.
no, no, can't have
It's the
that.
military. That the people who control the military control the resources. The people who control the land, they control the resources because land is a commodity that can't be replicated. So, it's just this type of shit really interests me. And it's very frustrating, especially being a black gay woman with the
Very
world stacked
frustrating.
against you and you want to protect your family and shit, but you know this planet is not for you. It's so fucking difficult. And it's wild. But like the competitive aspect of it,
Hmm.
it's competitive. It's competition. It's
Oh
it's
yeah, yeah, it's America.
competition. Woo! If y'all can, where'd that come from? Y'all know, right?
I did not know where any of this is coming from.
Childish
Yeah.
Gambino.
I mean,
This is America. Woo!
I just like, yeah. I mean, I that part I get, but like, I don't know. It's like whole thing where like the oligarchs are good at all.
No, they're not
Cannot relate.
good.
Okay, okay, cool.
I'm not saying
We're
they're
on the same
good.
page about that.
Oh no, I'm not saying I have to like differentiate between saying that they have power
I
and
mean, they
also
do,
saying that
yeah.
they're
Like,
good.
but like,
I'm
if
not
it's
saying they're
too
good.
much, they can relinquish. I mean, I don't get like have whatever power you think you need to have. Um, they
They're
need
not
to
doing
relinquish
that.
some of the money.
What?
There's no reason that they need to have more money than like for the next four generations can spend. And over here, like we're over here trying to solve homelessness. It's
But that's not the. I'm with you. You think the monkeys in the hot spring? Oh,
no, no,
monkeys,
no. I'm not talking.
they so
Power is
cool.
different from money.
Ain't about the money, it's
They're
about the
using
power.
their
It's a great
power to
song.
stop
Yeah.
money. And I'm
Ain't
like,
about the money, it's about the power. You're right.
yeah,
I
but
hate it too, but we hate it because we're pros, though. If we were like, I don't know,
I
well, you probably have more money than me, so I'm just gonna say.
I don't think I don't know. I often think that it's like, well, if I were in this position, would I think that, or if I were in that position, would I think that? If I were in a position where I was, born and raised around oligarchs, and like the only thing being fed to me was like this, like
Sense of
you know,
elitism.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Sure.
I don't know how I would feel. I'm pretty sure that if the tables were turned and like black people in America were treating white people like, the way that they're
Like
treating
shit.
us, that I would still
Yeah.
be, an SJW. Um,
I'm curious about that.
but it's
It would be a totally different world. It's almost like wondering, like, I'm very curious about that. Actually, I want to follow up on that. But it's almost like wondering, if I was, because I'm a very independently minded female. I am a very, like, I'm rebellious because my father is very misogynistic. So I've always gone against him. If I was Muslim and my dad was Muslim, would I've had that level of fight because
which
my
were
life
you
would
born
be
and raised in a Muslim country, and if so, which one? Because I
Saudi
mean,
Arabia.
yeah, I'm like, there's not, there's somewhere like you just can't do that without getting stoned to death.
Saudi Arabia, right? And that's what I mean, like in a completely reverse situation where women really don't have a lot of freedom, and it would be like, how would I respond? I mean, because I want to think I'd be the same person, but I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. Right? Exactly.
I doubt it. Like, I mean,
We wouldn't be
you
having
just
this
don't have
conversation. My
no.
dad wishes he could
Yeah,
have
I mean,
seen me
because
like
like,
just
would we
going like,
even have access to a lot of the things that we've had access to?
that's true.
It,
We couldn't even go swimming or drive cars. So,
or show our ankles. It's just so weird.
show our wrists.
I don't
Stop,
know,
stop being a
slut.
whore. Stop showing your wrists. I'm sorry.
Sassy wants to know who Donald Glover is.
Uh, Childish Gambino. I got Danny Glover and Donald Glover confused for the longest.
Danny Glover,
Danny and Donald, because I'm like, well, I thought that was his
like the
child.
old guy that was in The Color Purple and Lethal
Beloved,
Weapon and some other
beloved.
shit.
Touch me on the inside. Yeah,
And,
that
and
one.
you're getting him confused with Childish Gambino. Okay,
Just
I mean,
because I
it
thought that
happens.
were my mind. Like in not if like if there were two. Okay, like not if there were pictures, but before before we
Okay,
move on to the Japanese monkeys. Okay, no. Before we move
Japanese
on,
monkeys. Why
you
are we
mentioned
moving on
Japanese.
to that? That
Actually,
would
it's
be
a throwback. That's a throwback. I know it's not his dad,
Oh,
Mike.
okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Mikey's comment now.
Okay, so I just want to say I do not side with oligarchs at all. It's more of a jealousy thing. My car just got stolen, okay? I'm very upset. If I had oligarch dough, I wouldn't have to worry about that. I could just go find the person because I had all the cameras and rip their fucking head off and get a car. Y'all, I want money. I am jealous, okay? That is where this attitude is coming from. I am not
We have got
protecting
to get you
the rich
monetized.
oligarch.
Holy shit.
No,
You're
no,
right
Mikey.
there. Are you
Mikey is the
kidding
one.
me? Look, everybody here, like, stop the show. Look, everybody needs to
Oh,
find 12
Cash
friends.
App Nikki
You
Slide,
can
please.
do it.
$10.
Oh my
Please,
God.
man.
What
That's why
the
I'm mad. I'm
fuck?
like, y'all, they got
That is
money. I want to be in the hot
crazy.
spring. I want to be in the hot
Why?
spring.
What's
I
a
could get
girl
another
gotta
monster.
do?
What? And I'm not like if I was listen, you pretty weave wearing, listen, I would be on here just like I used to be, just, hey, boys. Mm-mm. People know I'm lying. They be like, you're a
The
liar.
girl gotta
Stop playing.
get 12
Yo,
subs.
I got
Yeah.
12 subs. But then again, I
I'm
gotta like
here.
promote.
Like
I gotta
I'm not
promote my
even thinking
videos
about it. I'm
too.
on the road to 200.
Oh my
Like
god, that's really
you,
good.
like seriously, like you could smell the whiff of it from
Mm.
the. Oh my god, that's
Well,
just
Dillahunty said I was criminally undersubscribed. So
you
listen to
are.
that,
You can,
Dillahunty.
yeah. No, we need to. We actually need to add a zero to your sub count. But
I'm gonna get
like,
a
holy
Patreon or
shit.
something. Cause I was like, how do I do this, man? Cause like it's
You
listen,
smooth on over to Patreon and be
listen.
like, hook a bitch up.
Mikey has honestly been telling me to get a Patreon for like the past like 4 months.
don't
So
know why you don't, but
I have one, but I don't promote it. Like it's just
wait,
there
you
because I was
have one?
like, I do have a Patreon.
Like, this is
But I
why
don't
you
know what I
can't
can
be
give
an
people right
oligarch.
now.
They would think twice. Like, look, bitches, give
That's a
me all
good
your
point.
money.
See,
Like,
that's the added. That's the
like,
problem.
let me take your and just fucking shake you.
It's the attitude. It's
You
the
know,
attitude. It's the
my
mentality.
money is in your pockets.
That's
Give
so
me those
true.
bitches. Like,
You know what though?
ah,
You're right. You know what? You're right. I'm gonna
no.
go. I'm gonna get off of here and watch Rocky and get my oligarch mindset going, and just get ready to take shit from people. Yes, Mikey, I
No.
apologize. I need to do an OnlyFans. Ooh, y'all don't want me to only. You don't
No.
want to be my OnlyFans. Trust me. You don't want that shit.
I
I
mean,
might do a foot
don't
OnlyFans.
need it. Oh, you know what? I hear there's a huge market in that.
I feel like that's like the number one thing people will go to because they're like, well, I don't really want to do OnlyFans because like my boss finds this shit. I end up on TikTok and lose my job. But like no one ever yeah. Listen, Mikey, I'm listening to you now. I'm gonna get it. I
I
need to get that
don't know.
mentality. It's a lot.
Like, I've never even looked into this though, but like feet are like a thing. And I'm like, do you just show your feet? Do you have to pour chocolate sauce on them?
Oh,
Like, I
you
don't
have to
know.
step on shit.
You have to step on shit.
You have to step on arthropods. So those clams and crabs y'all be throwing back in Maryland, if you step on it, you get
Sassy,
followers.
would
Charge
you
$20
stop? You're
a
a
month.
beautiful girl, and like people would give their whole paychecks to see you on OnlyFans. Stop that now. I'm sorry.
Stop those lies. I'm too ugly. Well, that's simply not true. But no. Well, Sassy, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but listen, let me put this jag down. Light skinned and thick. Light skinned and thick. Sorry.
But stream.
I just got canceled. I've been canceled so many. I'm just canceling myself at this point.
Yeah,
Who has backup accounts?
people love canceling you. You know, I mean, if you get canceled, you've done the public a service because,
That's
like,
true.
especially on Twitter, like Twitter just doesn't know what to do if they're not canceling somebody. So it may as
That's
well
true.
be you this week. You know,
Hey, I
you
get
did your
canceled.
public
What did I
service.
say?
You know,
Was it
and
like
you know,
using the
tomorrow
internet
you'll
like
be back,
a
and
person?
you'll have all this slew of
Oligarch?
haters. Hate followers.
Hateful.
you
I
get
have
your hate.
those.
My
I have a
God,
ton of those. I love
I
it
was
though. They drag
saying.
my content. But no, is it calling saying the N word as a black person or hating oligarchs because my fucking car just got stolen and I want money? What is it? Why am I getting canceled today? I cannot be canceled. Hit my
I
DMs.
mean, you
Girl, I
can.
already
It's just
DM'd you today.
you can't. Like
I need more
I
power.
have I have a phone and the internet.
That's
Just
true.
just kiss all of my ass,
My whole entire
my whole
ass.
entire ass. Like, I mean, okay, Steve McRae is still streaming. Like, holy shit! If we couldn't run him off
What?
the internet,
Dude. Yo, like it's wild to me, like how some people can I think like getting canceled is really a term used for like people who don't have a lot of power but like go out in public and act a fool and then people put them on TikTok and they're like, "Hey, that's Dan." And Dan loses his job within like 12 hours.
well, I mean, it's one thing if you're like the Dilbert guy and just like spewing blatant racism, but like I don't even think he's
This
been
Gilbert
canceled.
guy.
I'm pretty sure we're gonna see him on Newsmax, like with his own segment
Gilbert
next week.
guy? What are you talking about?
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, he decided that all black people were racist because in a poll of 1,000 people, um, the however many black people that were asked, is it okay to be white?
Is it
Um,
okay to be white? What do you mean?
yeah. Okay, so
People can't help it. They're
what was
white, no
it?
black
So there
girls
was a
anywhere.
conservative
Is it okay to be
uh
white?
thing that did a poll of 1,000 people, and not all of them were black, but of the ones that were black, 76% said that they did not agree with the statement, it's okay to be white. And so the Dilbert guy said that because of that, all white people need to stay away from black people.
What
And
does that mean? Is it okay to be white?
nobody knows. These are
That's like
things
asking, is it
that
okay to be a woman
conservatives
or
would
can
say
hey. Yeah,
to
that's
get
silly.
to elicit the response that they got
Yeah,
and
that's
just to
stupid.
be fucking divisive. Who
Yeah,
the
that's
fucking
really I
knows what
hate
that
that.
means? It
I
means
would
that
never go up to my
it
white
means
friend and be
you're
like, "Is it okay for you to be white?" Like that's so
but, like, do
rude.
you feel like it? Do you feel okay? Do you feel you're black? Do you feel okay?
Is it okay to be
Is it
black?
okay to be you?
It is a bad question. That's
Right.
just stupid. It's like the "What's a woman?" question with Matt Walsh. I found
What's a
that very
woman? What's a
interesting.
woman is a question that bigots ask.
He didn't ask what's a female. He asked what's a woman. That's
Mm.
a totally different question than what's a female.
And bigots like really like piss me off with that question too, because it's like
Yeah, I
I
agree.
I have never ever
Such a weird
seen, like, outside of like my children and like maybe my partner, yeah, like I've never, I've been, going my whole life and we've gone the whole of society without seeing people's genitals before deciding what the fuck to call
That's so
them when we're
true.
not talking
That's so
directly to
true.
them.
Yeah,
So
that's so
I mean, like,
true. It's such a weird
I
thing.
don't need to know what's between your legs. Like,
I don't care.
present. Like, I mean, I don't care if, like, if you look like a guy in a dress. If I see the dress, you're going to be a she. You're going to have to tell me that you're not
Yeah.
a she because you're presenting like you want to be a woman, and you're just going to get she until you tell me otherwise.
I
Maybe you're
don't
a
know.
they.
Some
I
guys
don't
do
know.
and still
But
want
like,
to be
if you
called
present
he.
as female, we give you that name, and you don't even have to be trying. Like, if you can't throw a ball, your little 10-year-old friends will just take the liberty of calling you Susan. Like, we've done this forever. I don't understand. Like, it's like now it's a
Female
problem.
and woman.
Oh,
So
fuck it.
female and woman are not the same thing because like sexual dimorphism, unfortunately, like genitals, those things, unfortunately, we can't get around them. But like a woman, that is a cultural qualification.
Mhm.
Like if you're like, because like, okay, my mom was in the hospital. I'm putting my business out there. And they were talking to her about the medication she needed, if she needed surgery, the anesthesia. Like genetically, when you go to the doctor, we need to know what's going
Yeah,
on just
yeah,
because of those things. But when
100%.
it comes to social like representation, what is a fucking woman? What is that question? Why do you a woman? What is a woman? Oh damn,
A
that's messed
woman is a
up.
person who presents as a woman. Like, that's all it's ever been.
Feminine traits like long
I don't know.
hair, talking to men like, "Hey boo," like
I mean, but like, that's not all women. Like,
exactly. That's the ooh, you may I don't like you, Matt. Shut the fuck up. I don't like you. Like I would say, what is a woman? Someone who represents traits that aren't traditionally demonstrated as masculine.
but I mean, in such a blend today.
It really
Oh,
is, though, because you could say someone who has children, but that's not fair because some women can't have children, and I don't want to have children, but I still identify as a woman.
hmm hmm
This is an interesting conversation. Maybe it's not bad to have it, but
I
I think it's like not good to
mean,
approach it like
if
Matt
you're
did.
gonna do it, it's just like a mental masturbation. Like, okay,
Agreed.
we need to figure
Right.
out what to say to bigots. Let's have the conversation. Um,
Exactly. But they're the ones who fucking
well,
brought
of
it
course.
up. And
I
it's
mean,
like,
yeah, no, yeah, they are. So usually the thing I say to bigots is "fuck you," fuck, like just fuck all the way off, and then when you're done fucking off,
mm-mm.
fuck off more. Because I mean, it's just
But
you're
why
just
is this a problem? It has nothing to do with your kids. I mean,
oh,
like
because
maybe there
we're
are
wired
some
when
issues.
to separate and divide us, so that they can extract our cash for their personal gain. Like that's
Mm,
yeah, that's what this is. So and right
yeah.
wingers don't know how to think for themselves, so they will buy into anything that Tucker Carlson tells them to be mad about.
Tucker Carlson, oh my God. Of all people to listen to. Did you see his Kanye West interview? That was the wildest, not the wildest, but that was the
I saw a couple of
no.
Kanye West. Like the wildest one was when he was talking to Alex Jones.
Yeah. And even
And
Alex
I'm
Jones
like,
was like, yo, this
yeah, when Alex Jones is like, you need to calm the fuck down. Like
yeah, not in a good place,
you
Kanye.
maybe need to talk to your doctor
Mm-mm.
about get back on your meds. Just
Please, Kanye, don't make
great.
mental health
I
is
mean,
not
if I
something.
had never taken meds at all in my life, and Alex Jones was like, maybe you should calm down. I'm like, you know what? Interview over. I've got a guy to call, maybe a few.
Yeah,
I need
I
to
need a
check
lawyer.
myself into.
Call my
I need to
lawyer.
check myself into somewhere. Like shit
It's
is just not.
wild.
Yeah.
I just wish people could like I just wish things weren't so divided, but I mean I take responsibility for contributing to that, especially in the religious community. But I don't talk a lot about politics because it's politics is lot more multifaceted and a lot
Mhm,
more gray because
mhm.
in some instances, like I don't want my taxes like, mommy maybe more monetarily like right or moderate. But when it comes to social issues, I'm like, as far left as it can go. But I looked at my tax bracket. I'm like, I don't really want y'all to have all that. So it's like you're looking at different things, but then you also
Everybody
want
does this though. I mean,
exactly. That's the point.
yeah,
The
nobody
people
wants. I mean,
that
nobody wants taxes taken out, but they're willing to if it means that they can.
universal health care would be dope. I would
That really
definitely.
would be. And it would be cheaper
I
in the
would.
long run. I mean, there are legit people who just don't want Black people to have it and won't, you know, go along with it just for that reason. And I'm just like, why are
That's the
these people still
problem.
alive? Um,
Oh, but they're passing it down to their kids, man. I mean, it's like people are like, "Oh, the old white people." No, they have children.
they
It's
do.
not like they
Everybody
just
keeps saying, "Oh, we just need to wait for them to die out." Like
no,
we've been saying this ever
no.
since slavery. They
Dylan is still
breed
at the country club, right? They
and
and
uh,
they don't like they keep their like they breed and they breed a lot and they have a lot of money and they pass that shit down and it's
I
really
mean,
difficult to
even the
get
ones that
past
don't have a
that.
lot of money still breed a lot, and then they get mad because they don't have money, and and then it's just like, well,
You know what?
these
That's fair.
darn brown people, and then like
Who don't just want to work for me. They want to
like
have as much
on
money as me. That's okay.
my show last night, we were watching this interracial couple getting followed down the street by Nazis.
Wait,
Um,
what?
yeah,
Where is
no,
this?
like legit Nazis. Like, do you know that you're setting the white race back 50,000 years by dating this guy?
Thomas Jefferson was supposedly setting the white race back then as well, then, based on that logic, because he
Right.
loved a black woman. Are you fucking kidding? You guys still have power. Chill out. Like, this
Yeah,
was
well,
200 years ago. You still have
right.
power. Calm down. He had a beautiful black woman on
Yeah,
his arm
like
and
no, like
treated
they
her.
actually said shit like race mixing.
I
Yeah,
don't understand that. It's almost like a Dalmatian can't fuck a Chihuahua, can't fuck a golden retriever. We're just human. Like it's not mixing
yeah,
anything.
yeah. No. I
It's I
mean,
never understood that.
well, yeah, that's because you're not a racist who believes that there's a pure Aryan race that may or may not be
Oh
from the inner
no.
earth.
You're a mess. She just went, no, that's Middle Earth. Lord of the Rings is Middle
Oh
Earth.
yeah. Well,
She
kind
went
of.
further. She was like to the core. We're going past the mantle. We're going to the core of the planet where
Right.
hell is.
Where hell is.
Where
It,
hell is.
it's insane.
No, and that's wild because most of the people on the planet have pigment in their skin. And it's very weird to me that those who have the least amount of pigment have the most amount of power. It's just so weird. Like, how did that I mean, because to me, so in Black Panther, to me, Eric Killmonger is the true king. He wanted to take all that shit back. I'm with
Hmm.
him. Take it
Hmm.
back. Like, why do things have to continue the way they are? I mean, we outnumber. Like, it's just weird to me. It's like, let's take that. If we got some vibranium, let's Wakanda
I mean,
forever.
yeah. I mean, if we, yeah, that would be cool if we actually had vibranium.
I would, yeah, exactly. I mean, in the Marvel universe, which is written by white
Right.
people, and that's why they wrote
But I mean,
T'Challa
I
as
can
willing to
understand why
share
they want to like keep their
resources.
shit hidden away from like, the
T'Challa,
colonizers. Like, holy shit.
listen, Angela Bassett had the right idea. T'Challa, I don't know if you saw the second one, but
Mm-mm.
it took me a while to get there. My brother was like, "We need to go see a movie." I was like, "All right, well,
I
this is the
yeah,
one I'm
I
going
don't see any of these things on purpose. It's more like a guilt trip, and
to."
I'm like, all right, what shuts you up? A movie?
Right,
So you need
we
my
had time to
wallet
burn.
to go to the movie theater with you. And I guess since I'm
Oh,
there,
hey kids, you hear this shade? The shade. It's like palm trees worth of. It's like a Bali vacation worth of shade being thrown. Like it's well,
I
we
was
did. It was like
like got to
we
see
needed
all
a
this
movie
stuff,
to.
like Iron Man 1.
Well, Iron Man
I
one was really
saw
good.
it was actually a really good movie.
It
I
was
mean,
really
all
good.
the ones I've seen were really good movies. I didn't see the
Infinity
first.
War is the best.
Yeah, I saw the Infinity Wars. I didn't see the second one. I saw the second Galaxy uh, Defenders. What do you? Oh God,
Guardians of the
Guardians of the
Galaxy.
Galaxy. Yeah, I saw the second one, but not the first one. Of course, I saw
Stallone is in
Wakanda.
that.
Like I was black. I had to see Black Panther. It was just like I had to see it, and I had to see it opening weekend because I'm black. Like it's what you
We
do.
did too. That's what we did. And my friend said she's like, I'm gonna go see Black Panther 5 times, and I have my free white friends pay for each time. I'm like, this isn't real.
Holy
How are you?
shit! No,
I'm
I
like,
was not
what?
that. I'm not. Wow. No, I was not. I
Yeah,
was not
that
that
was wild.
proactive about it. It was all I could do. Just to. I mean, because like, man, we went to this theater where you could like pick your seats,
Mm.
um, just so we
Like
can get
studio
it
movie
together. But
girl.
no, it was like a Wakanda party. So like we're all like, yeah, there's like 5 or 6
A
of us.
Wakanda party.
Oh yeah, we're all like, yeah,
We're like
we're
Wakanda
here for
forever.
we're here for the blackness.
We are here for the
Yeah,
Black. Black Panther. The first
I'm
one was
black.
good,
I'm here
and I'm
to
proud.
pay my dues.
That's true. Reverse reparation. I'm paying you,
No, but
Disney
yeah,
of all
I mean,
people.
no, I mean, I think it was a stipulation of the prior
You
meeting
actually
of
did have
Black
to go,
people
though.
where we all
You did.
agreed that, yeah, to maintain part of maintaining Blackness was to
We had
continue
to
to bitch
go
about reparations and see,
in the
you know,
Black Panther
Black Panther.
simultaneously.
Like, yeah, no, we have to make sure Black Panther is the most successful super movie ever
And it
created ever.
was.
And it's what
It
it was.
was. It's the
Yeah, no,
highest earning
like
Marvel movie.
black meetings. Yeah. Now we just need to get on that reparation
We
shit.
have a lot of money. Yeah, and we give a lot of money to Disney. And what I liked about Wakanda Forever, even though because I was putting it off, I'm like, I am not going to be in this movie theater with all these people. But my brother and I, we caught it like the day after Christmas. His plane was leaving. We had some time. We're like, let's just go see a movie. And what I liked about it, I had just seen Woman King like a month before. So I liked how the women were like destroying shit. Like I like
Oh my
anything with
god,
women.
that was awesome. The woman army. I'm
Oh,
like,
the
I need
Woman
a
King
woman
was
army.
dope.
Yeah.
I want a big ass sword. I'm just gonna stand outside
Right.
my apartment like this, steal my shit again. That's how I'm gonna stand outside. If y'all see these big ass swords, Viola Davis, it's so powerful. I love that shit. So when they have these females, because Angela Bassett is the queen, and she's the like Queen Regal. So
Yeah.
she's ruling on her own, and she's very like because like she's the Europeans want
Mhm.
vibranium. She's like, no, you're not
Understood.
gonna get it. And when she, whoa, yo, when she walked into the UN, it was,
Mhm.
I, oh, whew, I was like, oh my God, Angela. But like, she, like, you already know. I'm like, well, they're just gonna take shit. That's what they do. They're gonna take it. And they had a scene with them going in with like Navy SEALs and trying to take it. And
Mhm.
then, spoiler alert, they were not successful. And they
All
brought
right,
them
so
Navy SEALs.
Black Panther 2, the U.S. stages a coup.
I think it was France. It was, listen, it was Europe slash US. You know who.
You
You
know, the
already
U.S.
know
But
who.
no, the U.S. is going to be there because it's what we do.
That's what we
We
do.
can't not be there. No, no, no. It is brown
Even
people
to
with
facilitate.
no, it's brown people with natural resources. God damn it, the U.S. has
Of
got to be there.
course. They're gonna take it. And that's what it pisses me off. But in the movie, at least in Marvel land,
Yeah.
like they were able to defend their resources effectively and beat the shit out of them and then paraded them into the UN and fucked them up. Like it was really great. And I just love seeing women. But okay, let me get your opinion on something. Okay. So there were a couple of people who were commenting on the movie. Okay, and to Titan's point, you know what, Titan? That's a great segue. The female of the species is more deadly than the male. Okay,
Yeah,
so
remember
for a
that
couple
shit.
people, remember that. So I don't know if you heard of Boyce. Well, I keep bringing him up because like he has a big role in the Black community regarding finance.
Who?
But he was complaining. It's like this professor of finance from like Syracuse and Ohio State, and he like went rogue
Oh,
and like left
what's going
CNN
on?
and was like, "I'm Black and I'm proud," which is fine. Like that's fine, but he's a bit extreme sometimes. And even like Cynthia, when I talked about him last week, she was like, "I don't even know," but
Stream
he
for
made an
Cynthia?
interesting point.
Wow.
I right, thank you. And extreme for my acting coach. He's like, and my acting coach is extremely Afrocentric and he's dope. Like he's really focused on promoting the Black community. Has a really successful acting class in Philadelphia. He's really great. But even he's like, yo, I can't rock with him. But he did make an interesting point. I was curious about that.
Mm-hmm.
Not to give well to so he was commenting about the lack of straight male representation in the Black Panther and
Great
how
male representation.
like black male, but basically no black men in the like the movie,
None.
like the well, like ones who have any type of power, like ones who are main characters. I mean, there are Black
Okay.
men in the city, but like they're not. And like Homeboy, like the Omega Sci-Fi
Oh yeah,
or
yeah.
Alpha Phi
Right, yeah, I
Alpha.
get it. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what they mimicked it after. What's his
Mm-hmm.
name? Who's
For
in
sure.
Us?
Sure. No, I know
Yeah,
who you're talking about, but don't
Wendell
ask
Duke.
me. Okay,
Wendell
cool,
Duke. The
cool.
tall big dude. Like
Uh-huh.
he was, and then of course flashbacks of Eric Killmonger. But he was complaining. Boyce Watkins was complaining because Disney was kind of buying into that Black women, we survive on our own. The Black men aren't really around. Like he thought that was disappointing. But I'm thinking statistically, where y'all individuals, like like what do you think about that?
Yeah. Night sassy.
Maku. Yeah, Mikey, thank you. Well,
Um,
hi, Sassy.
that's it's an interesting take. I'm kind of surprised Disney went that route with it.
Mm,
Um, I would like to see more representation of the truth within the media to like how we got to this place, because I think a lot of people think that Black women just don't want a man, and
what? That's all Black women want. Well, not this one, but that seems to be. Yo, we're reading that book I talk about all the time. Is Marriage for White People, written by that Black lawyer from Stanford. Black women want to get
oh
married so badly.
yeah, well, I mean, we have so many things in our way though, and you
Like
know
a obstacle
it,
course of things.
yeah, and like the Black men are part of that though, and they're drinking the Kool-Aid, and I there it is
With
so
Hennessy in it.
multifaceted about like how like the entire economy is like set up against us
It really
to,
is.
to
It's,
like thrive and have a beautiful Black family. And
yeah,
we're
which is
told that that's all we
crazy.
should want. Like the men can go out, the men can step outside the race, and it's just like, well,
But we
you're
can
being racist if you
too.
say anything about that. But like, if you step outside the race, Black woman, what are you doing? Like, are you
Shouldn't
Black?
you be loyal to the Black man? Like what the
Right.
this over here with homegirl, why can't I? And that's why I am a very firm advocate of Black women dating outside of the race, because it's not
Yeah, yeah.
fair. If they can do it, why can't you? And like one of my closest
We
friends
get
is
a
married to a
lot of
white
shit.
guy.
Yeah, we get a lot of shit for stepping outside of the race. Like I
Oh,
don't see
she
I don't
does.
see black men getting that as much.
I don't
But
either.
it's just, I mean, I'm not saying they don't get it at all, but like I just
It might
don't.
be my bias because most of my like the girls that I know, or the interracial couples I know, the girls are married, the Black girls are married to white men. So I
Mhm.
see it mostly from that perspective. I don't really know a lot about the Black male experience because all of like my cousins, my brothers, like I think my brother dated a white girl, but she wasn't like a long term. So I didn't really get to see that dynamic. But I mean, okay, Mikey is actually, I think Mikey's married
Mikey,
to a white woman,
wait,
so he could provide
yeah,
some
Micah's married to a white
interesting.
woman. I just divorced a white man. I mean, it's just different out here. So I didn't realize. So in Illinois, it's really common for black men to date white women.
Mhm.
Um, Not as much so for black women to step out, but I mean, it
Yeah, that's
happens.
uncommon.
Um, in Maryland, it's more common to see black women with white men, and I
Hmm,
didn't
that's good.
recognize what was going on until I talked to my daughter. And she
Hmm.
said that she's
Oh,
asked,
she's insightful.
yeah, she said she's asked men, like, have you ever dated a white girl? And they get defensive. It's like, oh no, like I would, I've never had the opportunity. I would never. And if I did, it would just be a fuck thing. Like I would never take a white girl home. I'm like, whoa,
I
what
think they're
is,
just posturing towards her because I'm sure that so statistically, if a
no, you
because
just don't see it out here that much. I knew one guy who would say that his wife was Mexican, even though like I think she had a grandmother that was, just so people would get on his ass about dating a
oh,
white
I understand that because in my family, like if you bring a white girl or a white guy, well, mostly a white girl, if you bring a white girl home, you're gonna get talked about. Like
woman.
you're like not by me, but like, well, maybe I will talk.
Yeah, I don't care.
I'll talk
Like I'm
about
not
it.
like I
I'll be
don't care.
like,
I mean,
"Who
like
is
it's
that?"
one thing if
But not
like my
disrespectful.
husband was bringing a white woman home. It really wouldn't matter what color he or she was. But like,
Oh no, we would talk in
like
the southeast because of like the history. We gonna like they gonna talk. They're like, who
right,
that is? Who that girl? Who it is? And like
yeah,
and because of that negative reinforcement, you are deterred from dating outside of your race.
right,
And I just think it's not fair for Black women to feel so obligated to like date in their race if like there's not really that reciprocal sense of obligation. Um, because 50% of Black men drop out of high school. Didn't know that. Blew my fucking mind.
50%.
And then
God,
50%. It was very frustrating to me. I already had need therapy for shit.
wow! I thought we
Yo,
were doing better. It
the
can't.
women are
Is it
doing
really
better,
the
not the
no?
men.
Yeah, black women. We
Black
fucking
women are
doing
killing it.
circles around. Yeah, we
Oh,
are like
and that's the
I,
problem.
I think we might be the most educated demographic in America.
I think so, and that's the issue, though, because with our men dropping out of school, there's a deviation in
Right.
between our
We have to,
success and the Black men who are highly educated and successful are going for white women
yeah.
statistically,
Well, so yeah,
and
they're marrying outside of the race. Yeah, I believe
right
that.
statistically, y'all, marriage is, I'm telling you, is Marriage for Black People. I've talked or white people. I've talked about this a lot. It's a great book, but I there were some shocking stats in there. It really upset me because it's just for me like being in the more masculine role in my like relationship with a woman. I get very
Mhm.
frustrated because it's like you already have the privilege to be able to reproduce and make a family. Why not stay there? Like you have a gorgeous, God bless it. Black women are, oh, Lord, black, black women are just the sexiest, like unbelievably sexy. Like it's unreal to me. And like you have this in your bed. I mean, you got this and you can get her pregnant and everything. Stay home. Where are you going? Like, why is that not a sense of pride? So for me, it's frustrating because like if I am like I have to take care of your kids now because you are not doing it. And it's like 70%. That's a high number.
Yeah.
So black women should, if you feel like you like, yo, date outside your race. Like,
I
if
mean,
you can't find the right black guy,
it's really hard. I mean, when you have like,
it's hard.
largely our areas being over policed, um, and we've
Mm,
seen in a lot of cities, they're like intentionally hunting down black men, trying to
yes,
get them
they are.
locked up and incarcerated, trying to take away their votes. you go, you get into the system, it's really hard to
Oh, you're done.
get out of it. And
You're done.
this man is supposed to, like, what? Okay, well, I just spent the last like however long in prison, so yeah, now I'm just gonna waltz on over to college.
With
It
no GED or high school diploma statistically. Like it's a 1 out of 2 shot. And then you add jail on
Right,
top of it. It's not fair. It's just not. And
right.
it puts us in a bad
And
position.
you have to keep a job. Well, okay, so now when am I supposed to go to school? And the system is really
It's fucked.
stacked against the black man.
It is.
And so when you have black men that aren't in that situation, a premium is placed on them and they know it.
Oh, it's a oh, that's what the book talks about.
Yeah.
Like,
And then so now you have multiple black women competing for their affection,
mhm.
and which
Oh yeah.
encourages,
Infidelity, which is higher.
infidelity,
Yeah.
promiscuity.
Yeah.
I,
And increased rates of STDs. It's really
yes.
bad. It's bad.
I mean, it's just, yeah. I mean, just you
It's a
could just leave
cycle.
us the fuck alone. And
Get a white man, girls. Go to or an
right.
Asian man or something.
Well,
They
I mean,
don't
it's
be
not even
afraid.
like that. People don't
They
understand like
don't
why we're in this
saturate.
situation, but we see like across other cultures. It's not even. I think a lot of like white people like say, "Oh, it's a problem with black people." It's like no, when you
No.
do this to people, you will
Yeah.
see this, and there have been other groups.
Yeah.
And that
Absolutely.
have exhibited the same behavior. When there's
Yeah.
like a premium on men, you,
Yeah. There's a
you're going to
premium on
see
black.
women jumping. You're going to see men not being faithful. You're not going to see marriage. Why would I settle down when like I'm not done
Oh, and that's why
soil.
we're
So was
yeah.
it my wild oats or whatever? And
And they
then you
do
have these
that
black women who are
horrible.
being told date black, date black, date black. The future of the
Right.
race is on you, women. Okay,
Yeah.
well, there's only so many eligible black men. It,
That's
I
so
mean, it
true.
really does put
It's not
a
fair.
lot of responsibility on the shoulder of the black woman who's
But
then
black
left in the
women.
community to
Yeah.
raise the community, the children, and be the thing. And
Yeah.
it
It
so
sucks.
yeah, we I mean we're stronger than we have any right to be, and I
We are very strong. The strength of the black woman. Yo,
I
like,
appreciate Disney for the nod,
oh yeah,
but
back to it.
if they
Yeah.
could just like help us out, we need police reform, like
Girl.
serious reform. We
No,
need
no, no.
what do you call
What's it
it?
called? Virtue signaling. It's a virtue signal. It's not that Disney doesn't care
No.
about
I'm not
the
saying
black.
Disney cares. I'm just saying, yeah, it's a nod, right? It's like,
Yeah,
hey,
it's
black
the
women are strong. Hmm.
yeah. Shout out to
We're
y'all.
going to acknowledge that. And I'm like, I don't. And what I'm saying is, I don't need that.
Right.
If, you
Yeah.
know, so like if you could just like keep your movie, and maybe if you really cared, what we actually need is like uh prison reform and police
Oh
reform, and
yeah.
you
But
know
that goes back to capitalism though, because good
education. We
prisons
need to
drive
revamp the whole
capitalism.
education system. And
Yeah.
Disney is oligarchs, so they're not going to do it. And
Oh no, we're
so
good.
you asked what I thought.
Yeah.
These are things I'm thinking.
Yeah, and you're right. It's no, they are oligarchs. I haven't even think of it. I always think of them as capitalists, but some
I
capitalists
mean,
are
yeah, they're
oligarchs.
not
But
mutually exclusive, but I mean, Disney is a
right.
powerhouse. Like
Oh, Disney is
capitalists, like bow down and pay
they
homage
God.
to them.
Yeah, like Google, Disney, Apple, Amazon, like those are the quote unquote gods of society. And when I say gods,
Hmm.
I mean not like deities, but that's as close as we're gonna get.
Yeah. No, I mean, if you wanted to see one on Earth, it would look a lot like Disney.
It would. It would. A fucked up mouse wearing pant or shorts with but no, it's not fair. Black men are definitely targeted. It really does make it difficult to build our communities because when a single parent is doing everything, it's really hard to balance and even to save and build up wealth because it's very expensive to raise a
Oh
child.
wait,
Sorry, I'm
is
reading.
Mikey
But
pregnant?
Yeah, Mikey's
Oh my
pregnant.
God, I had no idea. I'm sorry to cut you off. He's
No,
like,
you're
I'll be raising
good.
a black woman. And I'm like,
Yep,
all right, I need you to like get a lot of sleep and eat your Wheaties because we are a force to be reckoned with.
that's right.
But congrats,
Yeah. Oh,
Mikey.
hell yeah.
Congrats.
That's
It's going to be the best time of your
congrats.
life and the worst time of your life.
Yeah. And but yeah, being like it always kind of comes. And this was my Black History Month lineup. And that's we wanted to. I wanted to discuss these issues. So shout out to Tyler and Jenna and Cynthia and you, Maya, for having the balls to come on here and talk about these really complex issues, especially with me, who I'm crazy. So I appreciate that.
I didn't know
Um,
you knew what we said about you behind your back.
oh, I already people. Listen, people in it. Listen, I run this lesbian group here in Atlanta, and I just like people are just I'm like, okay, well, that's all right. But I like it. Hey, I mean, no, it's no. What is it? No, tension is bad. What? No news is bad news. I don't know.
No, no, yeah,
But
no press is bad press. Or
no press is bad press. That's what it is. Um, but no, that's why we discuss these things, and I don't mind having a conversation. Who? What happened?
Mikey,
A
I'm
single
sorry.
parent. Oh, never got an invite. Maybe the 33rd of February. Mikey, do you want to come on next week? Because with my whole entire life being in the fucking toilet, I have not been vigilant. Instead, you know what? You come on, whatever. Mikey will be on next week. If we don't do it Monday, we're gonna film beforehand and do it
He's saying,
after
in
in
March.
March. Okay, well we'll extend Black History Month for you, Mikey, past tomorrow.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing something tomorrow, and I'm like, well, I did something to open Black History Month. Kind of feel like I should close it, but
Mm. Yeah, and that's why I wanted to have these conversations this month. And it's I was telling Cynthia I actually got emotional with her last week talking about reparations because Mikey and even Dan on Truth Wanted and Cynthia, like I growing up in a white community, having a
Mhm.
very odd upbringing where there was
Mhm.
a lot of privilege, but yet it didn't really propel me for two
Same.
reasons. Yes, for two reasons. Primarily, I'm still a black woman, and so I still have to fight. But also, even having a father in the home, living in a big, all that shit, there's
Mhm.
still that trauma from our
Mhm.
families that affects how we treat each other,
Mhm.
and there is a detriment there.
Mhm.
My
Mhm.
like the lack of leadership and like the lack of resources and generational wealth that still affects us, even if
Yeah.
we were raised in a home and like
Mhm.
my brother is hella successful, very educated. I am very educated, not as much as successful, but as I want to be. But we're like, shouldn't our lives be better? Like we had better lives, but these things still affect our community or our home, and just kind of as I get older and seeing the things that I want for my family not happening, and my nephew is here, and my sister's getting married in May, and she's a smart one. She's not having kids for some time, but when she does, we should have wealth and things to pass to them. But
Mhm. Mhm.
we don't. It
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah. You'd think. No, yeah, I too came from the upper middle class black family,
Oh
and
yeah.
I don't know. My parents divorced when I was in my teens and like just completely neglected me and my sister. She turned to
Oh my
drugs and I turned to boys. So I
God.
started having
Hey,
babies.
same thing, right?
Yeah. So I started having babies pretty young, and
Hmm.
which starts you off at a disadvantage because all of your resources are going into,
Going to your offspring.
these little people. And,
Got to
a
keep them
lot of
coming.
the time that I should have spent accumulating wealth, I was like house poor because I wanted to be in a good neighborhood because I
Oh
wanted
God.
them to go to school with the white kids
Yeah.
because I couldn't afford to put them in a good school. Like
Yeah.
I have almost an exclusive private education, and it wasn't
Same.
something I was able to do for them. So,
Mm.
but you know, you learn things. And so, yeah, my daughter went to school at the number two college in the state. Um,
Okay. That
yeah,
does not surprise me. She is sharp, sharp as a tack.
my
Like
son's
could
put,
not
he
find
doesn't,
to
my
run
son
for
has
office.
decided that he does not want student loan debt and
Smart.
is working his way through college. So I'm
Good.
just like,
We have that though, and it doesn't make
yeah,
sense
I
to
mean,
me. It's just
these are the resources that I mean, the reason that they say like the what is it? The best indicator of how a child will turn out is the zip code in which they are born. It's because parents share their resources with their children,
They're
and
supposed
even
to,
if
but
it's
my dad does not do that. He
even if it's
takes
not
resources.
money, like there are still other things. Like, my
My
I
dad
always had
charges his
like
grandson to live with
things.
him. He does not. No, no, no,
It
no.
doesn't,
My
again,
dad,
it's not always money. Resources, it can be like people, getting them a job, or getting them
that sounds like Fantasyland to me.
what no
We don't get
I
into
mean,
that
or
shit.
like
You know?
telling them, like, this is what you do when you go over here, this is how you do the thing. Parents share their resources, most parents.
Not
And
mine.
if you have a parent
Yeah,
that doesn't have any resources, like, even like they didn't get, you know a good education, so they don't know how to
kid has
tell
a
you how to
master's
level up.
degree. He's a.
it you know
My father
it
has a master's degree. He don't share nothing with nobody. Not only his own, not even his own children. My dad shut down a bank. Okay, my
shut down a bank. What does that
listen,
mean? Like, it's not like shutting down a bar, though, right? Like, how do you shut down a bank?
fraud.
Oh,
Just leave it
all right.
there.
You got to tell your dad to stop hanging out with Donald Trump.
I told my dad, listen, okay,
How do
no,
you
it ain't.
that?
It's not
That's
Donald
like
Trump. He
failing
doesn't
at a
have Donald Trump in
casino.
his corner. Don't, no, no, no. He listen. It's a long story. I don't want to go into my
No,
family's
no, no,
Perry
no. I'm not asking you to
night.
do that. I'm just saying, people whose family members are not your dad, generally, this is what you see.
God bless them. Don't ever do
And
it. Like,
and
just my family is wild to me. The things, no, it's toxic. It's very, 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 very
I
toxic.
just think that's family. Aren't families toxic? Like, isn't
No,
that what
no,
I'm pretty
no,
sure that's
no.
what they do.
We are a Tyler Perry. We are a Tyler Perry movie that fucked a Tyler Perry show and gave birth to a Tyler Perry movie show, and then fucked the parents of both Tyler Perry movie show and Tyler Perry show, and then made another inbred Tyler Perry movie. So we are very weird. It's not normal. It's just not normal.
Three-headed baby territory over there.
Four-headed baby.
A
It's
forehead
like
baby. I'm sorry.
Cerberus baby. It's like, well, Cerberus had three heads. No, we're wild, and but that's, I mean, that is who we are, and but it's very frustrating, and it's one of the reasons I look at others and I get frustrated because I have to take the lead, and I wasn't trained how to do it. So, no, yeah, banjo. Mm-mm. Oh well, there's some of that too, but like it's just too damn much. It's too much. The rent is too damn high, and it's just like y'all fucking piss me off with this shit. We're supposed to be like, it's just stupid. So like and that is common in our community, and it fucking pisses me off.
The four-headed baby. Like, what? What are you complaining about? What's too common?
Like the lack of support, lack of generational wealth, lack of like those
Well,
things
I mean,
I'm talking about.
yeah, I mean, we can only do so much about that, right? I mean, we kept trying to build wealth, and they kept like fucking bombing our cities.
That's
I
true. But
mean,
if you
and
knew
it's
my
not even,
family,
and I'm
you
not
would
even just talking about that. Like, there are cities, like, I was watching Amber Ruffin. I don't know if you've seen her, but she did a segment on 20 black cities that are now underwater
what?
because they were doing too well, and white people got jealous and were like, "Fuck you! You're not supposed to do well." Burn the cities and flooded it with water.
She's really pretty. Wow. Oh, okay.
It's
I'm not focused on that. Let's sorry. You said
oh
Amber
yeah.
Ruffin. Oh, husband. Damn it. Why is the next thing that comes? Black cities under
Yeah, if you do Black Cities Underwater, hers has got to come up because she's the one that actually shed, well, her show shed light on it.
Wait a minute. How do you hide shit underwater if it's landlocked?
And why do you need? Like, look, they're white. They don't have to hide shit. The police helped them burn the community down. Like, what is there to? I mean, do you remember us not being lynched and going to like and like having people go into a court and say, "Yeah, we lynched the black asses," and the white jury still said, "Yeah, that's fine," and they went off
That's
scot
right.
free. Do you remember like
Yeah.
all the hundreds of times that fucking happened?
Yeah.
They don't have to hide shit.
It's very monkeys in a hot spring.
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot about that. Central
Monkeys in-
Park. used to be a black community. Here, I'm going to put it
What?
in the private chat. Yes.
What?
And yeah, New York didn't like that. So they said, we are going to burn your black asses down. Well, they kicked them out of town. And then just put a park there. Yeah. We'd rather have squirrels than black
Oh
people.
my God.
Period. Yeah.
Squirrels. That's fucked.
I am
Oh my
so
God, I didn't
serious.
know this. There's so many. Seneca Village.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Black history of New York before Central Park. Seneca Village was the largest community of free African American landowners. Landowners.
Land own. Well, they're not throwing out black renters. Nobody cares about them.
Right, that's true. That keep them there. We can. That's a good point.
Central Park used to be owned by black people. No more. And so, I mean, like, he was like, well, what happened to our generational wealth? Like, hey, you have to have something to pass down. I'm just saying.
Well, we did have some, and then we just blew it. So it's like
Well, I
there's
mean,
definitely a lot of
man,
frustration
not
comes.
really. I mean, because like, there's just so many. Man, I have so much shit to show you.
We
Any
really
time
like. I'm so
until like I would say recent history. I don't even know that in the 1950s it would have been
oh damn
possible for like a non movie star black person or like
athlete.
to yeah to have money and to keep
That's
it
good
and to
too.
not be lynched. It
And that's the
We were
same
not
thing.
allowed to be successful.
No, we weren't. But it's the same thing today. Like there are not. I think there's one black millionaire, billionaire who is not. I'm sorry, in America. I'm sorry, who is not a celebrity of some sort.
Mhm.
Like if you're not, what is it? Making white people laugh, entertaining them, like playing sports for them or rapping for them, producing music for them. Like they are not interested in helping you advance.
Mhm.
Um, Women are a little bit more flexible because like black men are so the black man is really the nightmare of the white man because
Oh
in
yeah,
addition to
yeah.
being heavily intelligent, he's
Like
got that
before it
dynamic
was
figure and
Yeah,
like
before it was white kids. Right now it's white kids. Before it was white women.
yeah,
A lot of the massacres were started because someone
black men
thought
and
they
white women
heard a white woman scream. That
mm,
meant that a black man was trying to rape a white
rape
woman,
her.
and
Yeah,
we have to protect our women. From the race
yeah.
mixing.
And that's what happened with Emmett Till, and
Yeah.
it's just
I
it's
mean,
but
it goes so
it's
much further
wild.
than that. Do you know that like before slavery ended, most states were kind of lax on marriage licenses, and it got more strict afterwards because they didn't want white women marrying black
Marrying
men.
black men. Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe it. But black
it's
women and white men tend to be a little bit more, I don't know, accepted, but maybe less of a threat. I don't know
not
why.
to the white man, not to
Oh,
the racist
that's
not to the
true.
racist white man.
That's true.
A black dick is like I don't know, something to be feared. Apparently,
Well,
I
it's
mean, I've
bigger
seen a couple. I mean, they're
statistically.
right.
A couple. I mean, but you know what? Hey, I've seen some big white dicks. I've seen some big Mexican dicks. I have seen some big Asian dicks too. I was like,
What?
oh,
No. What
I was
unicorn is
like,
this?
oh,
Did you take a
yo,
picture, ma'am?
college. No, we were very, very
I'm
intoxicated.
like, okay, so
Um,
when you're saying a big Asian dick, is this like by like
Not like
comparison to other
Mandingo.
Asian dicks?
Yes, it's the comparison. It wasn't
No,
like
I
Mandingo.
too far
No, it
here.
wasn't swinging
Asian
more like a
men,
big
if you're
fairy.
listening, I'm sorry. I'm sure your
Asian
dicks are
man.
properly huge.
It was normal size, but it was still very large for comparisons because, like, let me not, Mikey. Listen, you all right? You don't need no
We don't
adult.
be adulting over here.
Well, like it's wow, yeah, but no black. But that's the problem. You put that intelligence with a body that will clearly put your girl on the wall better than you can. Listen, you done.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, like you got that Idris Elba as a oof, what? What are you
But
talking
yeah,
about?
just don't blow out
Oof,
my back. I don't care what
no,
color
blow it
you
out.
are.
What are
It's
you
like,
talking
hey,
about?
look, I'm over here now.
What are you talking about? What?
Like,
Listen, as a woman who is like the more so like if I got bigger balls than you, like I'm not interested. So
why?
you well, I'm a lesbian. But on top of it, if I had to date a man,
Well, that's not fair.
if
You can buy the big balls. Like, what the fuck?
I already have,
It's not
and
even a
that's the
fair
point.
playing field.
That's but that's what I'm saying is if I did date males, like you
Mm-hmm.
would have to have bigger balls than me because
Oh
like
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
well,
sure.
that's what I mean. But like that's why like yeah, because like What are we talking about? I'm not putting your ass on the wall. I'm not gonna do that to you. Well, some men like that, but that's not my
Something
type.
like that. I'm just
Yes.
saying, it's a genre on,
Oh, it's
the
a
hub.
heavy genre. The hub, the hub, the hub. Password and username. What the?
I don't go that far now. God.
You're like, I just browse. I ain't gonna make an
You
account.
know, so, sometimes I just be scrolling and stuff be popping up. I'm just,
Hey, I ain't mad at you. The hub a little mild for me. I'm like, I ain't kinky enough for her, but like, oh shit, it don't matter. Everybody has their thing, but like, no, like if males like strong, protective males, those are the coveted. Those are the ones you want. The hub, yeah. If you're a female out here in this violent, scary world, and you want to be
yeah.
able to take care of your family and not have to worry about the dangers of life, you want someone who's going to look out for you. It's hard to walk, fight with a baby hanging off your titty.
I'm just saying.
It is.
Like I've
It's hard
seen
to
some people,
do.
I've seen some chicks do it. It doesn't look
Oh
fun.
no, but is it preferable? Right. Is it preferable? Is it preferable? I mean, and now I know today, like everyone's like, oh, you don't need no man. No, you need help. You need help. And preferably
Everybody
from the
needs
person
help.
that
Yeah.
fathers your child who has
We're
that
yeah.
attachment. Because a stepfather, and even in like other like species, like a
Mm-hmm.
father who's raising offspring that's not his, they're more
Mm-hmm.
likely to abuse them.
Mm-hmm.
And in
Mm-hmm.
a lot of species like gorillas and lions, they'll just straight up murk the baby because they're like, well, why are you
Yeah.
giving resources to this motherfucker? You're going to get pregnant with mine. And like women, like,
Yeah.
no, it's
And if that's the kind of, I mean, there are men like that, like actual human men that are like that.
yeah,
And I'm,
sure,
if
yeah.
that's the kind of man you are, just like don't date women with children, or like
It's
get
not
older
entertaining
women that
question,
are past their childbearing years, because
but
that's
they
fucked
want
up.
offspring though. So it's like,
Adopt. Like, holy shit, I do not
no,
care.
no,
Like
no, no, no,
you,
no. That
you
that
need
comes
to
down
not
to
abuse
you.
children.
But that's
It's
not
too much.
humans. I agree, but humans are animals just like every other species, and they still have these like your well, it's not. It's traditionally called a lizard brain, but like the biological drive is more powerful, really, than the frontal lobe. I mean, that developed and evolved first, and that's what other animals are working with, just like us. So our the males don't want to put
Yeah,
their
I know. So, like,
resources.
if an iguana wants to smack its step kid around, like, that it's go for broke.
You can think
But
of
like, yeah,
mammals, not like
we're
that.
talking, yeah, but like a man, right? If you're gonna call yourself a man, you should
Homo
be able to
sapien male.
control the urge to smack a child.
I
That's what I'm
agree.
saying.
That's the difference between a male and a man. That's the difference.
That's
But
all
a
I'm saying.
male, Homo sapien males, they wilding out here. Don't go online and look at these pictures of these children being put in horrible places. But yeah, like that. But there's the stepchild, concept. That's not. I mean, it's a running joke, but it's comes from somewhere. But yeah, y'all take care of your children. White, black, blue, green, yellow. Maybe they're a little dumber than your other kids. Don't neglect them.
Even
And
the dumb ones,
yeah, I love the dumb ones too because
they need love. Dumb
they
kids
need love
need
as
love.
well. Dumb kids need love. That's a T-shirt. Writing that down.
Uh, Mikey wants to know if like your lens cap is on your camera.
I don't know why that is. It was like that. It's not supposed to be like that. There's no. Oh, maybe there was
There
something
you go.
there. That's
See?
weird. He's like, you need a producer. I'm like, listen, Mikey, let me tell you what.
Like, listen.
Dumb kids need love because like it's
You really writing that down.
they do.
He's
Dumb
like,
kids
no,
need
I am
love.
going to have a shirt made. I'm not kidding.
I need to get this damn store back up and running, but I have not been doing it because I've been like focusing on other shit. But no,
Oh
Maya,
my
you are
God.
dope. This was so much fun.
I know. Like we cannot like stay on a topic to save our lives.
But
Like,
there's a common strain throughout the topics.
yeah, something happened there. It's
You
been
said
two
the
hours of pure
conversation
fun.
flow. Yeah.
And for the 15 or so of you that put up with us for 2 straight hours,
They came
thank you.
in and out. Yeah, thanks for watching. Yeah, definitely subscribe. Maya, please drop your details. Let people know where they can find you.
Oh, yeah, at Maya Adkisson on all of the things, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube.
YouTube. Subscribe.
Oh yeah, sure. You could do that. I
Yeah.
gotta
You
come
don't
up
have
with
to do that.
content somewhat sometime.
Well, hey, I mean, the say I want to go back to doing like fun videos, but sometimes it's just, you just do a podcast and talk with people, and
Right.
it's
Yeah.
just it's I do it because I like it and it's fun. So of course, growth is the goal eventually, but I'm just having a good time. Um, yeah, so yeah, y'all follow Maya, subscribe to her
Yeah.
YouTube
Follow
channel.
me.
And Mikey, we will talk about next week because I do actually need somebody on. Like, I've just not
No,
been.
Mikey.
This
Yeah,
past
Mikey's
month has
fun.
been
You're gonna have a lot. Oh my
wild.
god, you're gonna have so much fun with him.
Yeah, Mikey's dope. I went on
I
Neil's
mean,
channel
and
when Mikey was
that's
there.
assuming
Really,
he's
really
not in
fun.
labor next week because it's 2 weeks. She could really go at any
He's not
time right now.
dilating. He's
She
not
could really go at
dilating.
any time right now. Like it's you never. And
That could
it's his
happen. His
first
water
baby.
could
You'd
break.
never know.
That's so true.
You know,
But
like it would be funny as hell if he's like sitting in one of those little hospital caps. Like I'm gonna have to go. Like,
just doing the breathing, the Lamaze breathing. Yes, that's. But Maya, thank you so much. Everyone who dropped in, pencil bean, don't use a pen. I'm gonna use a highlighter. That's what I have available. So yeah, let's do that next week. I'm hoping I can get Mikey on. You guys, thank you so much for watching. You can follow me, Beat the Cult, at Twitter, also YouTube. Please subscribe. I am very close to 1,000 followers. Matt Dillahunty said to do it, so do it.
you're
And
8 away.
I
Oh my
oh, you're paying
god.
attention. Oh yeah, I'm
No,
on. I have not
I just
even.
refreshed like 5 minutes ago, and I'm like, you've got
Oh,
to be kidding
dope.
me.
Well, I got
That
to
would
get my
drive me
hours up
nuts.
too.
Like
So, oh
I'm
yeah,
going nuts for you. It's like where the fuck are these other eight?
8 away. Oh man.
Oh my
Well, I'll
god.
probably hit it by next week. That's what she said. And
Hey, one case stream.
yeah, yeah, that. Oh yeah, we'll do a 1K stream. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Beat the Cult. I do have a Patreon, but I'm gonna get it going. I actually will be promoting it here in a bit because I do kind of need a little bit of help with purchasing it. My life is fucked. Okay. So I'm going to get the Patreon going. You guys are dope. Yeah. Follow me on Twitter. I'll see you guys later. Thanks a lot. Thanks again, Maya. And
Thanks
you
again.
guys have a good night. Bye.
Bye guys.
And broadcast. Yeah.